Hola a todos ozoneros, ¿qué tal estáis? Bienvenidos un día más a mi canal y hoy os traigo ya el último vídeo con respecto al pack de vida y más allá, por lo menos el último vídeo de momento. Seguramente vendrán nuevos vídeos al respecto, pero este es donde vemos ya el directo de los simgurus, ¿vale? Directo de los simgurus. Y nada, fue muy largo. Yo al final acabé harto. Las cosas como son, yo acabé bastante harto del directo porque era como muy pesado, la verdad. Y bueno, en fin. Pero de todas formas lo disfruté porque estuvimos aquí en compañía y tal, charlando un poquito y tal. Y bueno, no estuvo del todo mal. Además lo mostrado estuvo bastante bien. Yo creo que este pack por lo menos no es como los anteriores, que eran en plan un pack de contenido venido a más a expansión. Creo que este sí que se podría considerar una expansión. Tampoco creo que se le pueda considerar como guau, la mejor expansión que han sacado, la mejor expansión tal, esto tal. No, vale, es una expansión que bajo mi punto de vista pues se lleva un 6,5, mira, si quieres hasta un 7, pero le he visto ciertas peguitas, pequeñas cositas que bueno, ya lo iremos desgranando cuando salga el pack y lo veamos juntos y demás. Y nada, de todas formas creo que si siguen por este camino y si siguen mejorando para arriba, siempre para arriba, nunca para abajo, como están haciendo estos 10 años, que cada vez más para abajo, si siguen tirándola para arriba, pues oye, mira, mejor para todos nosotros y muy contento, la verdad. Ojalá esto lo hubieran hecho desde un principio y hubieran ido tirando para arriba, no siempre como vamos a ir recortando más. Y nada más, por aquí me despido yo, os dejo con el resto del directo, ¿vale? En el anterior vídeo que visteis estuvimos haciendo la encuesta de los kits, que la verdad, qué vergüenza, supongo que ya lo visteis. Y nada, me despido por aquí, un besazo enorme y nos vemos en un próximo vídeo directo. Os dejo con el resto del vídeo. Adiós. A ver, ¿que ya empieza? ¡Ya empieza! Grimter. Bueno, directo, esto de directo no tiene nada, pero bueno. ¿Por qué no? Ah, vale, digo, ¿por qué no van los subtítulos? ¿No los podemos traducir? Ah, generados automáticamente. Vale, no se pueden traducir. Lo que pasa es que me gusta verlo aquí en YouTube. Un poco bajo, espera.
And lastly, Morgan, Jessica, and Mike will return from beyond to show you the world and some of the build by. Now, I've got some souls to reap. You have a quota after all.
Hola, Neil. Sí, te vemos ahora.
Sul, I'm Morgan.
Sul, I'm Jessica Crafts. I'm lead designer on Life and Death.
I was the producer.
Hola, Morgan. Hola, Jessica.
How'd you get in here?
What am I doing here?
Who are you?
Yeah, that's who I am.
Bueno, mira, aquí viéndolo todo
esto.
esto.
Show you Life and Death today. And
A ver qué nos muestran.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining
Esta ventana de aquí, qué pena que no la hayan metido en el comprar y construir, que pasa como de 2 alturas. Es preciosa, me encanta.
We did some preparation so we could just dive in and show you where we're at with our features here. This is our sim Summer and her daughter Poppy. This is Crow's Crossing in Ravenwood, and this is the house they live in.
I love the build we got for this.
Estamos aquí viendo el este.
This was one of our pre-made houses. It's normally empty, but we have dressed it up a little bit for the live stream. I love this story because you can move into this house and it's like the haunted, empty, rundown mansion, and I think that's just such a fun story for this pack.
I love the holes in the roof. Like, I think these add so much character.
Yeah, they work like our kind of like our solar panels, where you can just slot them onto any slope. You can also put them on the floor.
And the gorgeous greenhouse.
I love the greenhouse windows, like the holes in it, and then the ones that are just normal.
All the architecture of this, our art director made me promise to say it's neo-Romanian, not Gothic.
Yeah. Oh, I want to call out too.
El tejado, ¿veis? El tejado nuevo.
All packs enabled, just so we can show some cool cross pack
y lo
stuff
roto el
today.
tejado,
So,
eso me encanta para hacer casas abandonadas.
I have it down for a little bit of a demonstration later, and I'll be trying to call that out whenever I'm showing off something that's cross pack. Versus just life and death or base game specific. So here we have some of our new cemetery objects.
I love the swings. It's very not the pack I'm expecting swings in.
There's 2 swings in this pack.
Swings are creepy.
They are creepy.
Like if you ever watched the intro for any of the old show, like Nickelodeon shows, like swings are creepy.
Ya le están quitando cosas a Alquila por.
So starting off,
¿Qué le han quitado a Alquila? No lo he visto.
This is Summer Vernon, and this is her daughter Poppy. And once upon a time, Summer was married.
Es verdad,
but her husband, this is a picture of him. He met a tragic end. His name was Noel. I did kill him on purpose for this game. I know. And she had a mother and a father once upon a time. Her father is buried out back.
Se ve hacia abajo por ese hueco.
Was his name.
Los huecos que hay ahí se ven hacia abajo.
Yes. And then I was going to try to get her mother to a point where she was old enough that she might die in her sleep in the bed on stream. But then I accidentally caught her on fire.
You're like cursed. All your sins are destined to burn to death.
Yeah, and I just left it.
I love the scorch marks.
It was a big fire. The firefighter that came to try to save her also died, so I buried him in the backyard.
Chase Sprout.
Yep.
Was it strong enough to survive a fire started by Morgan? Accurate.
Yep, that's true. So
I like that he's just out here and back. But she is over here, and we're going to do a funeral for her since she died technically yesterday. So
I love all the little things you've entered on their urns.
Yeah, I love customizing my stories. There's actually a lot of stuff you can customize in this pack too, so we'll show that off. So yeah, this is Summer. Let's take a look at her traits just to get to know who she is. She's a romantic sim, but
a mí también a nivel de construcción me encanta lo que trae y tal. Parece que está bastante bien.
Really done one of these, so. Sims players will know that if you do something that might kill your sim, like you get electrocuted,
no, a ver, el de vida ecológica me encanta. La pena es lo mal que ha salido ese pack y que aún sigue roto en muchos aspectos. De hecho, aún hay una ventana del pack ese que está rota.
And it's going to grant you some
Ay, cómo se choca
and
la
also, there's some interesting story moments I don't really want to spoil. Hopefully we see one of them if you're Chased by Death Sim.
It's my new favorite trait because I like the chaos of all this. Yeah. So I'm excited, and I love the story moments. I think those are really nice. She's also macabre, which is just a classic trait for this pack.
Macabre might be my favorite trait because I myself am a bit macabre if you've ever interacted with me. Sims are macabre are they're not scared of death. They're more the type of Sims that will play with the idea of death. They enjoy the cult, they enjoy the morbid, they might like hang out in a crypt, they might like the moonlight. They're kind of goth.
I love that. Okay, and then Poppy has 2 traits. Ignore
no, contacto, no, verde, de eso no, me refiero de lo que ha filtrado nadie.
Is kind of the inverse.
Esta vez no he tenido vistas de nadie.
Skeptical Sims, as you might expect, are skeptical of everything.
Hubo un incendio y ya muerto creo que el novio o marido de esa, o el padre de ese, no sé,
a vampire, that kind of thing.
My favorite
use of this
pero no lo hemos visto el incendio ni nada.
Cult sim that is themselves skeptical. So if you're a vampire that's skeptical and you just doubt yourself, you're like, no, there's no way I could be a vampire. Vampires aren't real. It's an interesting story.
Yeah, that's my favorite story with it too. It pairs really well with Ghosts, but if you have those other expansion packs, we definitely supported those with this one.
A lot of cross stuff here.
And then
bueno, que
here,
si es hija de la parca pues no lo sé, no, porque el rego perseguido por la parca lo tiene la mujer.
Well,
I like this one might be my favorite trait.
Así que no te sé
decir. All the traits. I think it's pretty self-explanatory how you might become a Dreamborn Sim. Dreamborn Sims have a very interesting birthmark if you want to show that off.
Yeah. Okay, so they all have this birthmark right here under their ear. It's
sé,
yeah, and they'll also have extended lifespan.
Pues sí.
And you want to talk about how they pass on a little bit?
Yeah,
vale, sí
so
que sí que la
whenever Poppy grows up, she has her own kids. Her kids will have a special trait that's called like the descendants of
Interesante que se te haga como
so
una marca
that doesn't
ahí,
offer
¿sabes?
the birthmark or the extended
Eso
life,
mola.
but it's really cool that it carries on for a few
La
generations.
puerta es una
after
chulada,
even.
¿verdad?
I guess it's worth
Y
saying,
pega
like,
mucho
life and death,
con
you
el
have
kid
kids Grimm
gótico, no, el kid de Castillo
I
con
think that's
clase.
really obvious.
We fixed with the base game update where you can woohoo with Grimm again, and then
Sí,
with this
mola
pack,
eso,
you can now try for baby with Grimm.
We know what you guys are about.
Yeah.
La pelea de sangre casada o
I
rota
remember
también.
when since 4 came out, I tried
la
it.
de detrás de la niña.
So I'm really excited we finally can.
Porque está cortada.
Yeah,
Sí.
I think a lot of
Eso
people
parece una
probably are.
textura que han puesto de pared.
So
creo.
let's see here. We also have another member of our family. This is Mr. Chaos.
That's a great name. I should name my cat that.
Mr. Chaos became a member. This was like a randomized name I chose. You can name it whatever you would like.
A mí me gustaría tener más animalitos, pero bueno.
Let's go ahead and interact with them a little bit. This is
pájaros.
the crow pet that you can have.
Yeah, it has interactions you might expect. Like you can feed it, you can clean its perch, you can talk to it. There's also fun stuff unique to the crow, like you can teach it mimicry.
El cuervo te
If
mata.
you're a macabre sim, you can plot nefarious plans with it. You also send it
Los
out to
game
go get
changers
things
podrán
for
liberar
you,
material
give you
hoy.
gifts.
Normalmente cuando ya se hace este directo, luego lo pueden liberar.
I hope I don't
Ay, que se está mirando en el
I mean,
espejo
if
que
you're
tengo
particularly
ahí.
bull, you can provoke it. I don't recommend that.
Ay, qué
We're
gracioso
chased by
está.
death, so I definitely don't want to like provoke him right now. Okay, there, he's fine now. Let's
Claro,
let's
estás
discuss our nefarious plans with
enormemente
which is a
guapo.
macabre interaction you can do with him.
I love it whenever we add these little critters.
Yeah,
Esa
I
vuelta que
also
pegó.
like that you can give gifts and receive gifts. If he had one on him, we could receive one from him, which I think is
Yo
pretty
creo
fun.
que, bueno, a ver, depende, yo creo, porque me suena que ha habido veces que
I
ha
love-
sido en
I
el
also
mismo
love
día y
the
otros
teaching
días
mimicry.
hacia el
That's another
siguiente, así
part
que
I
no te
really
sé
love
decir.
about this. So,
Recuerda
we
secreto al cuervo,
also,
no sé,
just
no
to
me he
show this
fijado.
off, we're on a hollowed ground
No-
slot
no sé si
trait. You
ponía
want to tell me
secreto,
about
supongo
the
yo que
slot
sí.
trait that comes?
Hollowed grounds
¿Qué vas a
makes
ver?
the
¿Cómo de comprar
lot more
construir ya?
sticky,
Venga,
essentially.
vamos.
So it adds things like flickering lights.
Oh,
You might
cariño.
see a TV pop
Mira,
on
nuevo
randomly,
rasgo
just
solar.
showing
On
static.
Holvel
You see
Ground.
cold spots around the house. You also see occasionally another world rift. I won't spoil what that does.
Pues
This is also interesting because you can put on any lots. And
mira, un
it's
rasgo más
different than
para
haunted.
rollo
It's not the same thing as haunted. You in
fantasmagórico
fact
y
have
tal,
a
para que te
haunted
puse
lot
en la
that's
tele y
also
tal.
on Hollowed Grounds and they have a super spooky
Rollo como
house.
The
la
haunted
niña del
lot is from the
pozo.
paranormal stuff pack, so they work well together. If you have them both, they do different things. I like putting this one on a cemetery myself.
Oh yeah, fits.
Mirar
Yeah.
la banderita.
And then
Mira la
let's see.
banderita.
So let's go ahead and start the story. So like I said yesterday, Summer's mother died. It was
Tengo nuevo
tragic.
micro.
It was funny,
Tengo
but it
nuevo
was
micro.
tragic. And then she also had written a will before she died. And so we have received
Ay, chiquitín.
our whoops, I don't know, I just did
Micro
that.
con el
We have
tipo.
received our will in the mail. And
Sí que sí.
I
Sí,
want
sí,
us
sí,
to
sí.
open it up, read it,
Ay.
see what her mother said in her last testament and will. So
Seen a lot of excitement over wills. I think they're going to add a lot for generational players here.
Yo creo que
And then
sí,
we're gonna have Poppy
la de la
come
niña,
here too.
la del pozo
Okay,
es
we
súper
can
una
I'm gonna read it in front of Poppy.
Pues yo
That's
creo que
grim.
va a ser
So when
desarrollo,
you read a
¿eh?
will in front of a sim now,
Habrá que ver qué tal.
they'll react differently based on sort of their relationship with that person
Ay,
or
se
their
está mirando
traits.
en el
I don't think
espejo.
Poppy was super close with her
Yo creo
grandma,
que es
so I'm
otro
not
gato.
sure if she will or not here,
Eres
but
tú,
we'll give it a
cariño.
shot and see if she does.
We'll settle well
Ay,
later too.
ya,
I'm sure
claro, ya
everyone's
está
curious
tranquilo.
like what that's actually like.
Mm-hmm. So you can see in our inventory, we also have
tarot
some
cards.
tarot
I love
cards,
these.
Ah,
which
mira,
are
las
beautiful,
cartas.
and we'll take a look at those. So
Y
let's
las
go and
puedes
read this
ver.
will out loud.
Red
The
with
will of
gold.
Marie Vernon. It has arrived. Heirloom, dear old grandfather clock will be given to Summer. Preferred funeral
Mira, está
activities.
leyendo
She
el
listed them.
testamento.
Oh, she doesn't care. And I never did like cheese as much as Maximus. No cheese at my funeral will haunt you all. I wrote that. You can write whatever kind
Me
of
gusta mucho que estas pegatinas se puedan
like
poner
a
también así
personalized
en el
message
suelo,
you'd
no solo en
like,
los
so-
tejados.
Yeah, like on a lot of these objects, we added the ability to add customized messages,
Me sienta bien,
which
sí,
allow
sí.
you to just tell like your own poignant stories in a very unique way for whatever the story you're sim, whatever the story your sim is.
Guapo.
So this said that we received a heirloom here. And it's on our household inventory, the dear old grandfather clock. You can see all of these actually say heirloom eligible. We made it so a lot of objects, including cost-pack ones.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to identify exactly what people would want to heirloom. So we are on the side of making most things heirloomable. If you don't want to see the heirloom interaction on everything, you can also turn that off.
Podría meterle recolors porque tiene muy poquito.
Which is really handy. So this one was the heirloom object, and if I hover over it, you can see it says Marie Vernon's heirloom, given to Marie by her husband Maximus as a wedding present.
Mira,
that's another custom thing in there to help tell that story.
Like the ability to enter custom text. I think it opens up a lot of avenues for just telling stories.
Wendy no es boda.
So when you receive an heirloom, there's lots of things you can do with it here. You want to tell me about these?
Well, if you want to upset other family members, you might want to pawn it. Require a lot of simoleons. You also think you can think and reminisce about the original owner. You can call upon sims, which will occasionally summon the ghost of that particular heirloom. Are you trying it?
I'm gonna see. Esa
cortina es horrorosa, tal cual,
So we'll see if it happens.
Qué mal que el reloj no se mueva en comparación con Paralyze. Y en comparación con los Sims 3, por ejemplo, o creo que incluso los Sims 2 se podían mover.
Yeah, that's pretty fun.
There she is.
There she is.
All right. Hola.
We can also make our own heirlooms. So both Summer and Poppy are pianists and love their piano. So we have this grand piano here. Let's go ahead and make this an heirloom.
All right.
So Summer will come on over.
Vale, el piano lo puedes elegir también para que sea como parte de tu herencia.
And now, yay, when I hover over it, it says Summer Vernon's heirloom. So I can go into this heirloom category. I can make it worth more.
Es que la falta de detalles, por ejemplo, el piano este no se mueven las teclas y en la anterior entrega se movían las teclas.
And Poppy.
No sé.
Played piano when it would rain. And now I've got a story associated with it, and it's a picture of the little story.
I hope that you engraved on a plaque or something. I'm just trying to imagine engraving something on a piano, and it kind of hurts me.
Like a chisel out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like the memory of the story that gets passed down over generations.
¿Qué cosa tiene? Me encanta, vamos.
Yeah, we can.
Mira, oye, un fantasma que en vez de ensuciar limpia. Ole tú.
So they can go to other people I know. So I know 3 other people right now. I don't know how I got in a romantic relationship with him, but it happened. So I can choose which
I'm
things.
asking questions.
Asking questions. I can choose which one I might want to send it to, and then it will create a will in my inventory, and it will heirloom onto them. So I'm not going to at this point. But that is something you can do. Let's go ahead then and check out our Soul's Journey in our bucket list.
All right, Soul's Journey is super exciting to me as a designer. So this is essentially a meta progression reward track for your Sims. So it's bigger than an aspiration. It's bigger than a want. It kind of encapsulates the whole life of your Sims, their journey through their life. And as you do things like complete bucket list goals, which we'll talk about in a second.
Mira, el panel de los fantasmas. Pues mira, lo de...
You advance this track and unlock various things to further you go along. Eventually culminating in some bonuses for rebirth, which is a thing I know a lot of folks are excited about, and we'll talk about a little bit later.
De aspiraciones. Pues tiene sentido y mira, le dan un poquito más de este panel.
Yeah, that's your unfinished
business. Porque es que el panel
de
desastre que tiene de todo
your Soul Journey will transition into becoming your unfinished business, which further has cool things you can unlock.
Okay. I've completed a lot of progress here. I'm not all the way to being able to experience rebirth.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking let's get some goals and figure out how we can get them.
Let's talk about bucket list. Bucket list is really, really exciting. So bucket list is essentially
lo que no sé qué nombre le habrán puesto, eso sí que ya no te sé decir.
That are
vale, no se ve el fondo, hace como una simulación estas manchas.
Things like the life they've led, people they know.
Mira, y el sofá también lo puedes poner en herencia. No, sí, al final puedes poner toda tu casa en herencia. Ese hubiera sido un buen pack para haber metido el tema de poder comprar varias casas y que cada casa la herede un hijo, por ejemplo. El dividir lo que son el dinero de la unidad doméstica y que sea el dinero de cada persona, aparte un dinero de unidad doméstica en conjunto.
Because I think a lot of folks, myself included, seem to get locked into
y por lo que veo en la actividad habrá más canales nuevos, mostrando Sims. Pues
so
no
she
sé si
doesn't have
será
any
nuevo,
goals
¿qué?
right now.
Pero
They
está
can
bien.
populate
Que metan más canales.
based on your
A la vez, creo que
traits
son
and who you
demasiados
are
ya
as a
los que hay,
sim
pero
and kind
bueno.
of like what you've done in life. So
Mira,
the other
ya
day
sé.
I got one on her that was I want to see a dead sim die, and that's like that's really dark.
As we all do. No, yeah.
She's macabre.
Yeah, it really fits for her character.
Yeah.
Me tengo que ir, besitos
But
o
you
no.
also don't have to wait
Para el
necessarily.
gatito.
You can
Vale,
also
muchas gracias,
create your own. So you
besito.
can do this on the
Nos
computer
vemos.
or on the new journal object that
Se
we've
la
added
tienen, me han
here.
dejado muertica.
There
Pues
are
yo no sé si
some
estaban ya o qué.
extra interactions on this journal because we also have the Parenthood pack. But bucket list is here with this pack. And so the bucket list, I can write a goal, write the perfect goal, or write a goal from category.
Cariño.
So write goal is just going to let me write a random goal. But once again, it's going to pull into account my traits and who she is as a sim, and it's going to give us some goals based on that.
Every time we do this, I'm so curious what it serves up.
It's really fun. This has all packs too, so it'll pull from our list of all packs.
Okay, let's go on an unforgettable camping trip.
Okay, she wants to go to Granite Falls, so this is a cross-pack one.
I haven't been to Granite Falls in a minute. So, like, this is, again, an example of, like, it will drive you to do some things that you might not have engaged with in a while. And I think that's really fun, given the huge library of things we've done over the years.
Espero que tenga una versión no desgastada.
That's what really made me love this feature, was the stories that helped me tell. That like I wasn't necessarily thinking I wanted to tell, and then it would pop up, and I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, that is a really fun thing to do."
Yeah.
So let's write something from a category. There's lots of categories here that you can pull from, and it'll give you something random from that category.
Right.
This is my favorite way to get a goal personally. So let's see
esto debe ser para elegir
we could do
lo que quieres hacer, no en la vida.
To adventure. So let's see, we'll get an adventure-based one here.
Mejorar
I guess this one was probably an adventure-based one, but
marcar objetivos
the camping trip is.
Yeah. So let's see here. She's writing her goal.
Ay, qué penita,
she wants to go on an interstellar adventure in Batu.
Oh, fun.
That's another cross-pack
Y
one.
tengo que hacer ya dos resubidos de esto.
And then, let's see here. We could also, bucket list, write the perfect goal.
Right. I also want to say you can scrap the bucket list and start over if you're feeling like the goals aren't aligning with the story you want to tell.
Yeah. So, like, let's say we were feeling that way.
Yeah.
She's going off to scrap it. And then, so we can write the perfect goal. But perfect goal is not always available.
Yeah.
It is oftentimes grayed out with instructions on how you can unlock it. But the way you can write the perfect goal is if you are a chase by death sim, because they're always trying to like get the most out of life at every moment because they know death's just around the corner. If you've recently your mother died yesterday. Or if you've attended an afterlife
yo, supongo que no, pero me pregunto si los sims evitarán ese tipo de agujeros, sería lo suyo, ¿no? No ver a un sim caminando por aquí.
We want you to try and experiment with new things. I think that the fun of the game is experiencing the breadth of content.
Claro, Víctor lo dice.
Definitely. So I'm choosing a family one this time for her. That's the create a perfect goal, just to show how this is a little bit different whenever you do it this way.
And some of these goals are a lot more nuanced than you might see in something like an aspiration, which is another thing I really like about them.
Me gusta. I like that they update where you're at in life too. So like, I'd like to have another child is only there because she already has a child. So if she hadn't had one, it would probably
be como una imagen, pero que cuando tú mueves la cámara, la imagen como que se mueve, se desplaza un poco, te da la sensación de que estás viendo el fondo, pero en realidad no es el fondo.
Yeah, there's some really good stories you can tell.
No es como solo el cristal.
Tell your children that you're proud of them.
Es una falsa simulación de que estás viendo un fondo o estás viendo más abajo del suelo.
So her mother just died, and her mother had written a will, and I think maybe Summer is feeling like I should also write a will. So we're gonna do. I'd like to protect the future of my assets. And now, yeah. And so she's going to go write her will. You can do this at the Family Day Festival. Spun too far. That happens over here. whenever there's like a wills lawyer.
Y parece niebla volumétrica, ¿no?
Go swinging on that swing.
Ana aprendido a hacer niebla volumétrica, parece.
That's so creepy. You can also go here and start a will on the city hall in this town.
Los hechos especiales pueden atravesar puertas, abrazarse al revés y caminar por agujeros sin caerse.
Do it on the computer here.
Sí,
that I put on the kitchen table.
As one does.
As one does. Start well. So, she's speaking a dead language with her daughter again.
Right. There's
Vamos, que puedes usar este cuaderno o puedes utilizar
the career we've added.
Está bien tener la opción del cuaderno.
Dead languages. There's a special soup you might be able to make. I won't talk too much about it.
I think the speak dead language is really creepy and fun.
Theatology means study of like deaf
La nevera esta que se le ve ahí en fundamental mola.
That word up.
So she did just do this bucket list item, which actually fulfilled her whole bucket list.
Me encantan.
Yeah. So
me gustaría que esas ventanas de invernadero
she could be reborn if she died.
Una versión que esté como intacto, que esté bien,
section is still waiting for whatever she's a ghost.
We'll talk more about
me va a ser un poco.
But we do have the will of Summer Vernon and the will of Marie Vernon. So Summer has her own will now. Let's go ahead and show like what all you can do. Before we were just
reading. Tan cerca de
so you can obviously clear your choices if you want to do that, if that's something you're interested in doing. You can also click on your will, and you can choose to do your heirlooms from there. So you already saw from the object. You can also do it on the will itself.
Directos tendrían que estar como mínimo
you can also click on Update Will and choose Dependents, which is, this one's really nice, I think. So I can choose her daughter, Poppy. And if you had the cats or dogs experience, you could also choose your cats or your dogs.
Yeah,
vale, si ella muere, puedes elegir quién se va a quedar con tu niño.
So the rest of this household, like the other adults in the household,
si la madre muere, puede elegir quién se queda con el niño. Qué guay.
We're friends with the Spectre family here, so let's just choose them. Poppy can go live with them if something were to happen to Summer.
General gameplay was a big focus of our efforts in this pack.
You can also do simoleons, so you can choose a percentage. So I want 40% to go to charity or another household. So let's just say another household, and then let's see. We can go back in and choose the remaining percentage to go elsewhere if we wanted. You can also do sim remains. So funeral activities. If Summer dies, these are what funeral would what Summer would like to have at her funeral.
All of them.
All of them. She wants it all. So
relatable.
Puedes elegirlas todas si quieres.
And then sim remains. You can also choose what sort of a gravestone or urn you would like.
You know, the first time we implemented this,
mira, puedes elegir antes de morir cuál quieres que sea tu lápida o tu urna.
This is with this is with all of our packs on right now. So you can see if you have Island Living, you also have the Mermaid urn, or if you have Get to Work, you also have the Alien urn. So some of these, this one's from Horse Ranch. So some of these are from Cross Pack. I think this one's a new one with this pack. This one is a new one with this pack. This one is the base game one. So these ones are new ones with this pack. So that's definitely going to be fun to explore when this comes out. But yeah, with all packs, there's a ton of them. I'm going to pick this one, which is new with this pack. It's like the little crow.
It's a raven, right? Or a crow.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I think it's very macabre too, so it'll really suit her well. And then let's leave a personal note. So set a motion. You want to explain how this works?
Yeah, this is how you tell the story of
se puede elegir todo, donde van los niños, el dinero, la reliquia de la familia y cómo quieres tu funeral. La verdad es que es muy completo, sí.
You can set funny.
Eso me gusta.
You can write your own little story of what the will says.
Y es muy profundo para lo que suele ser este juego, que no llega a temas tan profundos y tan delicados.
But whenever you read it, it does kind of also take into account their traits and how they felt about you, and like so if they're materialistic and you leave them no heirlooms or it goes to someone else, they're more likely to be mad. And if they're generous, and even if you said mean, they're probably like, it's okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of nuance here. We tried to add more nuance and depth in general.
Definitely.
We might see it at some point through this playthrough, but we've done things like there's different reactions to death now. Traditionally in Sims, it's been a little bit one note where everyone's just bawling their eyes out. Now you see a Sim die, there's going to be reactions. Some will bawl their eyes out, but some might just stoically kind of sniffle a little bit, hold it together.
No puedo decir que
the reactions are part of the base game update, so they should be in. And then the actual mourning, the way you can mourn, that is part of this expansion. And I think I actually cleared away the mourning or the sadness she had from her mother dying, just so she wouldn't be very sad this whole live stream. But I left it on Poppy, and as you can see, Poppy is still going through that initial loss period, and we'll see if she develops a type of grief when she's gone through that.
Yeah.
So you don't always develop a grief style.
So grief,
llevamos sin un pack de expansión
there's different styles of grief. Grief is more a long-term sadness that comes out of a major traumatic life event. And there's a variety of them, from things like being angry about it, being in denial. But there's also positive outcomes, like just holding together. Different traits might influence that. I believe if you're macabre, you're more likely to be able to hold it together.
Ay, qué pena que se está haciendo de día.
I love that there's a lot of different ways you can solve for your grief too. You don't just have to solve it one or two ways.
Yeah, there's like counseling, but you can also move into like positive hobbies like cooking or I believe planting things.
I like the painting one.
Yeah.
So we have work tomorrow. I am in the Reaper career at level 9.
Level 9, wow, you've been busy.
Yeah. Summer is a pretty experienced Reaper and is going to go to work in 5 hours. So while we wait, I was thinking maybe we check out the Ghost Historian aspiration here.
This is a really fun aspiration. I think this is one of the first times we've added some gameplay from an aspiration. So if you're a Ghost Historian, you're actually going to unlock the ability to write a horror novel, which I was kind of shocked we didn't already have the ability to write a horror novel, but now you do if you're a Ghost Historian.
It's amazing.
Es que últimamente los padres de expansión son muy cerrados en sí, cerrados en el mundo en el que están.
Animations, like, as you
Mira, la niña del pozo.
Someone will pull out a little scratch pad. Like,
menuda referencia de Ringe.
Yeah. I love that. It feels very narrative to me. And this is sort of like telling the story of somebody who's like learning about ghosts and trying to find everything out about them.
Pero yo
so I've
diría
already
que la
made a lot
niña
of
del
progress
pozo
here.
de la
And next step
película,
is make
de
contact with Edith.
Es más grande que esta niña, o sea.
She's our scary ghost girl.
She's terrifying. She haunts the well of longing and regret, which you can come here to make wishes
alta
on.
La niña,
but
no sé,
if you,
pero se la ve como en las películas muy alta.
Attempt communication, you can get her mark, which will make your rewards better.
Nope.
But also, she's terrifying, and sometimes she makes you pass out, and sometimes she.
We'll see how this goes.
We'll see how this goes.
There's a lot of here. She likes kids more. Kids are more likely to succeed.
A veces ha hablado con ella tan normal cuando en el trailer se veía como que la primera era gritar y tal.
Oh no.
Vale, se está enfadando ahora. No le gustas.
Yeah, run. Yep, she's definitely not ready to talk. Okay, well, at least we didn't pass out.
Well, you tried.
¿Por qué se va asustada sonriendo?
I did meet her. I have met her. Let's get out of here.
Era más mayor, ¿verdad? Yo creo que sí.
Okay. So yeah, now I can write a horror book. I have the ability to do that. And that's very exciting to me, I think. So, and we've got work in a few hours. So let's go ahead and go home. 3 hours, it says. We could do a little tour of the neighborhood while we wait for that. So this is the area where we have a Family Day festival. Up here we have a celebration of Life festival. There's this little playground where these specters hang out around. One's named Freddy. And
I love that we were able to pull these forward.
¿Qué hacen esos fantasmitas? Porque son los de paranormal,
they
solo que en azul
everywhere, but they definitely hang out in the little kidsy area.
Yo que lo flipo, Así que
sometimes the swing
siguen un poquito en la dinámica de meterte cosas de otros packs y ala.
Again, like I just had the image of a swing, like swinging on its own at night from like various things I watched as a kid.
Yeah, I may not do it, so we'll move on. But it's creepy when it does. This is Moppy the goat. Look at this beautiful statue. I love this one. Like a statue fountain.
Qué bonita, la fuente es muy bonita.
This is our city hall, so you can read a billboard about or use the amenities to help your needs. You can start a will here. You can use this to focus on the different areas around the area if you want to find the world.
Sometimes it can be hard to find things in the world, especially you don't know what you're looking for. You should look at.
You can also read ancient archives, go in there and have some fun story moments.
I love
sí, a mí los muebles no hay ninguno que diga, ay, este no me gusta.
Looks like there's a party going on
There's
inside.
like a rave going on there, or ghost.
If you're a ghost, you can go in there and infest them. And if you're a normal, so you can go climb
aunque son madrigueras, pero bueno, mira, yo qué sé. Para un ayuntamiento a lo mejor no le veo tanta importancia que sea funcional, pero por ejemplo para un cine sí.
This is one of our starter homes.
Un ayuntamiento es un coñazo, quieras o no.
Up here
no lo vas a conseguir hacer mejor.
Starter plus, so 3 Sims can move in as a starter home.
Qué fea la casa, ¿no?
And then over here we have the Spectre family, who you've seen pop up in menus a few times. This is where they live, and I'm not sure we'll get to see it today, but there's a very creepy basement.
We'll see how much time we have. I love the neighborhood, though. It's beautiful.
This is the crypt that you can explore, you can nap in, you can use it to join the Undertaker career, which we haven't talked about. So Undertaker career is a new career that you can be a funeral director or a mortician in. It's more realistic, and it's the more classic rabbit hole style career versus the Reaper one, which is an active profession where you go there and you're doing the work.
You also can woohoo in it.
You
can definitely woohoo in this crypt as well. We've added a few places you can woohoo in this pack. So there's this. We added back. We added in coffins, so you can woohoo in a coffin.
Who's that fellow?
This fellow is the mysterious merchant. So he has some special interactions on him.
Definitely not shady.
He is shady.
Por ejemplo, estas lápidas se tendrían que poder elegir.
Well, you can purchase
que son de vampiro, por cierto. Se tendrían que poder elegir como la lápida que tú quieres utilizar.
You could also just purchase
wares. No lo han dicho, pero un par de creadores humanos seguro que sí. Estoy esperando que lo digan. Pues no sé, la casa esa tan básica la he visto muy fea.
If you're a ghost and you've created fear or goodwill essence, you can also use that to sell them. So it's a way you can earn money while haunting as a ghost. So he's pretty cool and interesting. Good luck if he makes your will. He's haunting that. And we have work here in 12 minutes, so that's just perfect timing. This is our cemetery, but these can be placed. This is a new venue type that can be placed in any world, any lot that you'd like to turn into one.
En Tartosa hay otro ayuntamiento en madriguera para bodas. Deberían unificar y que sean de ambas cosas.
Let's get ready.
Eso es lo que yo pienso. No sé yo si lo hará.
Death calls. It's time for Summer to head to work. Care to join her, or should Summer reap alone?
Join.
We should join.
I keep joking that Morgan is going to click on send alone by accident when she's at the stream.
Yeah.
A ver cómo es el despachado para acá. Ay, qué guapo eres tú. Ay, qué guapo.
It's an active one we're playing, and I'm a level 9.
No le gusta el baño, pero yo creo que se siente más guapo,
a different type of gameplay than you will experience at level 1, so it really progresses.
Claro que sí, es mucho más guapo
day to day.
Yeah, we haven't done an active career in a minute. Really, with this one, we really tried to make it so each day has a lot of new activities that as you progress through your career, there's new events, new things being thrown at you. And this one's a lot of fun. Definitely keep coming back this one. You can see a variety of interesting events unfold. I also just love the build of the Headless Quarters. Like, it's such an ominous place, but it's kind of like charming in a very tongue-in-cheek way. It feels almost like a creepy office job.
It does. I love this a lot. I love like the workplace motivational posters.
It's all grim.
This is Grim's desk. This is the rewards you get if you meet your soul quota. You can see obviously your boss is Grim, who Summer is romantic with.
Scandalous.
Scandalous. This is Grim's personal crow.
Ese baúl es de cuarto de niños.
And then downstairs we have my favorite motivational poster.
Employee of the month. It's always Grim.
There's this dummy you can go over here. You can practice your reaping on.
There escuchando ruiditos que se está frotando con el micrófono.
I love the gnome.
The little reaper gnome.
It's so
cool. Really cute.
Esas pilas ahí con el cuervo y tal, parece la pila bautismal.
So our first objective here is to scry for an assignment. So let's go on down here and scry for an assignment.
What's the scrying mole got for us?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out what is going to happen today because you never know. I have hopes and dreams on which one we'll get, but we'll see. I like the one where you get to choose if you reap them or not.
Oh yeah, plead. Some of them they'll plead for their life, and it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to go through with it.
Okay, a crisis call is coming in. Sims with a sweet tooth have been tricked by a mischievous cow plant. Be ready to reap a few Sims that have gotten their just desserts.
Oh, fun. Yeah, so there's a bunch of different events. I think another one is there's a comedy club where a comedian told a joke that's so funny it knocked them all dead.
Yeah.
So, like, you'll have different challenges like this you'll go to.
Sometimes there's, like, portals will open up everywhere and you'll have to close them and, like, prepare the soul, like, portal over here, but we're gonna apparently a cow plan's gone wild, so let's go deal with that. Let's travel there. So would I like to travel? Yes. Let's see what's happened.
¿A dónde va? A un trabajo para matar a alguien. Ah, te pones a trabajar en esto y en pocos días te has quedado con 0 Sims en tu partida, ¿eh? Empiezas a quitarles la vida a todos.
I don't know if I already told this. Like, carnivorous plants creep me out.
So I think this is Brindleton Bay.
Wow, that's that cow plant. There's a lot
Joder.
of
Yep, got it.
Joder. 1, 2, 3, 4, pero ¿por qué tanto?
Just to prove that it was the cow plant.
Investigar las causas, ¿no?
In real life, I would run or get a flamethrower.
Y ahí todos tiras de golpe. Pues yo creo que, a ver, si se han muerto tan cerca del baño, es porque se estaban meando y les ha reventado la vejiga. ¿Sabéis ese episodio de Los Simpsons? Donde el padre de Homer le revienta la vejiga. Pues les ha pasado eso.
And a lot of the gameplay of the
la planta vaca
career is
es el primer sospechoso. Pero mi teoría es más bien que han reventado de no llegar al baño. Se han quedado ahí a la puerta.
And it will be things like you can perform scythe maintenance, you can do some research on the target, you can analyze theft trends, and it's all in preparation for that moment where you try and take the soul.
So will these ever be Sims I've played here?
Yeah, that's the interesting thing about this. Sometimes you might actually see Sims that you know that are
espero que hayan puesto que sean NPC random como estos que están aquí. Que no sea que se te mueran.
So it's not gonna, like,
imagínate que se te mueren las unidades que tú estás jugando, ¿sabes?
Ones that we have here that have died, not ones that matter to players, but in the events
que uno o dos dices vale, pero que se te mueran todos.
Those are the ones. I always
read them de la planta vaca, sí.
I think it's fun.
Lo que me gusta que está ahí el cuerpo que no se va de repente.
Hesitation to let Sims die. With this pack, really, we've leaned into making it less
depende de lo que tienes en la historia del barrio.
More.
Puede ser que le hayan toqueteado para esto.
There's a lot more you can do with death now.
Que puedas elegirlo tú y dependiendo de lo que elijas.
There's a lot of bodies here.
Hola, Marta, ¿cómo estás?
Determine the cause of death.
Mira. Oh.
Yep, she's able to confidently
bien, aquí
prescribe
este contor que lo estoy acariciando cual villano de película de James
Bond. Cake, the ultimate betrayal.
Y estamos viendo aquí el directito este que ni tan mal. Hemos visto la encuesta de los clics y hemos hecho la encuesta de los clics. Qué vergüenza de encuesta. Y nada, y eso. Por cierto, ya que estáis aquí varios y tal, os quería comentar, por si os interesa, que en el canal de YouTube del circo trágico de los Sims, creo que se llama así, ¿vale? Que tiene un nombre largo. Me han hecho una entrevista. Y bueno, pues si la queréis ir a ver, ya la tenéis disponible y os vais a enterar de algunas cositas interesantes de cara a dentro de unos días. Pero os podéis enterar un poco antes.
Some level 9 Reaper you are.
I know. Let's collect it like Grim.
Vale, mira cómo colecta.
Oh, fancy.
Oh, fancy. Mira qué bonita urna le está poniendo a todos. Bueno,
okay. I like these ones because this is gonna be so many souls.
Le pones siempre la misma. Podría intercambiar un poco, no sé. Esa hacha se ve como muy cheta, ¿no?
O sea, return to the office then.
Eso.
Sometimes if like somebody was like asking you not to read them, you have to console them and like go around. You can sometimes ask the urns for a review, which I think is hilarious.
You can spare them. I never do. I'm here to do a job.
So now
pues buen trabajo, te has cargado 4 personas. Luego cuando vayas a ese parque te vas a encontrar las 4 urnas.
Yes.
¿Qué me está pareciendo el pack de momento? Mejor que los packs anteriores que hemos visto, sobre todo a nivel de construcción, creo que está muy bien. Me faltaría jugarlo un poquito, pero este sí que lo siento más un pack de expansión. No lo siento como los anteriores que eran eso, un pack de contenido venido a más. Así que bien. La temática pues me gusta bastante. Y no sé,
death trends. So let's go ahead and analyze some death trends here on the computer.
La habilidad está, la profesión está en la parte que se activa, me mola. Lo que no me gusta, por ejemplo, es que la que ponen de sepulturero y tal, que te lo describen en el que ponen en el blog, te lo describen como que podrás hacer un montón de cosas y luego va a resultar que es una madriguera, o sea.
This gives Summer an idea. What if Grim could start a petting zoo featuring these fluffy little monsters?
Que jugarlo a ver qué
this idea could certainly increase the stats, but how could we promote this endeavor? Surely we would need to warn some of the potential dangers.
A la oficina esta.
No.
Are we warning them or not? Advertise as a fluffy pet.
It's a fluffy pet. Grim is impressed by Summer's initiative. Scouting the perfect location is in progress as we speak. Relationship with Grim.
Marta te está saludando.
Okay, so that was fun.
No entiende.
Let's see.
No entiende.
We can
se queda mirando, no sé qué me dice.
I like scrying for lost souls. It's not an objective right now, but I'll do it because I think it's fun. I like the stories that pop up with these ones too a lot. Wayward Souls. Do you want to read it?
Sure. While gazing into the swirling vortex, Summer is able to see Waylon has some souls in his wares that have not been authorized by Grim. Should she send a coworker to the crypt and handle Waylon, or just let it go? This is like your source, isn't it?
Yeah, this is like my source. I'm not going to turn it in.
I'm not going
to stitch on it. Let's let it go. I need the souls. Summer decides to let it go, but Grim is displeased. Apparently Grim places loyalty above all else.
Luego tú puedes matar una parca, no sé.
So, soul dealer.
Yeah. Oh, this is the guy that I have a romance with that I don't know why. I guess he's a coworker.
Wow,
okay, so we can also plan our reading schedules. I'll just fast forward here just so we can get through everything in the live stream today. But there's a lot of fun stuff from historical texts to other things you can do around here. And I think it's super fun to explore. I only did solo today.
Pero también que lo haga un vivo, que trabaje para matar a gente. Bueno, eso es un sicario, ¿no? Sí.
Okay.
Me estoy metiendo.
I still make good money.
You make a lot of... Oh, yeah, you're rank 9.
Yeah.
¿Cómo?
You make a lot of money. The Souls business is a lucrative business.
Stonks.
¿Cómo?
So,
ese cartel
I've
que
been
era
playing them. We get back from
que le
one.
han pagado 2.000 o que necesita 2.000 para algo.
So, that is my plan here. Let's go ahead and do that.
Oye, es rentable, matar a gente. Si por matar a 4 te dan 2.000. Ah, vale, que ha ganado eso. Vale.
And then
oye, pues es muy rentable, Ser parca. Hostias, que me da que Johnny va a ser parca. Te lo digo,
And then, so
aquí tenemos que probar todo. Además, te digo una cosa, mi Johnny tiene experiencia demostrable de que es un gran segador de almas. Te lo digo.
My new favorite way you can do this is actually on the urn itself. I think it's really quick, and it also puts in the sim from the urn so it's a little bit quicker
siempre
to do.
Pensado es que cuando
tell us about planning funerals.
Yeah, so you can invite guests. You also have hired mourners, which I think is really fun. Personally, when I die, I want to hire a mourner.
Una cosa que siempre he pensado es que estaría muy bien
stands by herself in the rain,
que todos los elementos que son de suciedad, de telarañas, de paredes rotas y demás,
guest attire, so a dress code, colors.
Cuando tú los pones en una casa, le reste valor a la casa y que cuando tú los quitas le sube el valor que le ha restado, ¿sabéis? Porque es que así como está puesto ahora, tú quieres hacer por ejemplo un de pobre a rico y quieres empezar con una chabola rota y tal, y te cuesta más que si empiezas con una casa limpia, ¿sabéis? Creo que sería guay que tuviera un valor en negativo y te vaya restando valor de lo que tengas en la casa. Ya está, luego puedes utilizar el truco de compras un montón de pegatinas de esas y así consigues objetos gratis. Habría que regularlo de alguna forma, pero es ponerse a ello. Ah, mira, el iconito del mapa. Ahí se ve bonito el iconito del mapa.
With their funerals and their sins. So, lots of options there, and these act a little bit more like a wake.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to characterize it. These are more of a wake where it's about kind of just hanging out and like commemorating the dead and helping each other grieve than it is like a formal, like everyone sits down for like the closing of the casket.
Ya está en casa, se podría vestir normal porque va a asustar a los invitados.
Into her party outfit. which is beautiful. I love the sleeves on this one. I think it's so good. All right. And I've already done a little bit of decorating around here. But as people arrive, let's go ahead and click on this and let's just have a moment of silence. So people can arrive to this moment of silence. I invited some ghosts. So this is actually my deceased father. And then I invited my deceased husband. Oh, he's over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So my coworkers. Good turnout. Yeah, a lot of people came.
Iré media film. Ahora sí. Es que claro, todos los nombres juntos luego para separarlo en mi mente lo hace como quiere. Oh, mira cómo se ponen así, qué bonito. Ay, me gusta la animación. Espero que funcione mejor que funciona el pack de bodas nada más salir.
They're really customizable.
Porque
we want this to be an open thing where you can tell the stories you want to tell about the specific sim. So like, if the sim was perhaps a writer, you could put books on here if you wanted, or if they're in music, put some CDs on here.
Y no hace falta que tú le tomes la foto.
So I just dedicated this display to Marie, and because this portrait was on here, it automatically updated with her picture, but I could also update it here and assign it to somebody different if I wanted, and it updates with a picture of them right before they died.
Yeah.
So if you change them as a ghost, this is what Marie looked like, and she doesn't look like a ghost here, so it's really nice. So if I forgot to take a picture of her, then I have one. You could also slot in pictures from your wall. So if you like took an actual picture with the camera, you could put it in here, and I think it's a wonderful way to memorialize your Sims.
My favorite thing is these messengers we have. These little mushroom fellas.
They're so sweet.
And you leave a little message, and the idea is they carry that message on to the afterlife for that person.
If you're into build by text, I definitely read that one because it's super sweet and there's some fun lore with it. There is also the urns, where you can now update which urn you want to have displayed. So if I wanted to put it down here on the floor, I could display as a gravestone or an urn. And I could choose whichever ones I wanted. So I could choose to display it like this.
That one's bigger than I thought it was.
I could choose to display it like this. And this is part of the base game update. That you can display them as whatever ones you have available. And then we also have this casket where if I wanted, I could even put... Oh, she's using it right now. She's lighting a candle for it.
Mira, puedes meter
I can also put it in the casket.
En esos ataúdes puedes meter muertos.
And now I can also place funerary drapes on it.
Yeah, I love putting things on top of it. I think it looks great.
It does. And then the flower spray tribute, so you can kind of customize how you want this to look. We can also put it back. And then let's just make this urn look like...
Si muere un perro también habrá fotos, lo que no sé si habrá funeral para perros, gatos o caballos.
And then... we could do a eulogy. So people will kind of be going around and mourning in their own way, doing their own sort of thing, but there are certain things like eulogizing or the moment of silence where they'll come over and participate.
Yeah, I like planting something for the person. I think that's very cycle-lifey.
That's my favorite interaction. You can go over here and you can plant something for them, and then you have that object to remember them by. You can pour one out, and even if you didn't select it, those are still available as interactions that you're able to do. These are just sort of the guide for
creo que nadie lo ha preguntado, y es una buena pregunta,
storytelling. Like, how do you want to commemorate this sim?
Yeah. So, I also, while we're here, I wanted to work on our quests that we have going.
Oh, yeah.
With Nyan. Let's focus camera. Oh, he's in the back. Oh, we could show these too. So we also have these grave sites, which you can slot on and move on gravestones and urns as well. And you can change them to stone or to dirt. And if I wanted, I could also... There's like a lot of different variant options for these, for what they look like too, which is really nice.
Bueno, el recolor supongo que lo podrás cambiar tú.
I clicked away, just a second. Okay,
en el modo comprar construir, no en la vida.
Yeah. So those are super cool. And you can tend them, mourn them whenever it's slotted in. But, sorry, like I was saying, I got distracted. Everyone might recognize the sim. This is Nyan Spectre.
Yeah.
He had a previous name. What was it?
I've only ever known them as Nyan.
Ese es
Okay, it's
Nylon
nervous.
Spencer.
This is previously nervous subject
el
in the
nervioso
Sims 2
del todo.
rendition.
Spoilers.
But sort of like a pre-nervous,
Well, I'm
like if he was never given away. He's actually a teenage here. He's a teenager and lives with his mother, Olive. So I'm not going to spoil too much, but he has an interesting birthmark.
How'd he get that?
Yeah. So really excited about this sim, and I'm already on a quest for him. It's one of our tarot quests. So I'm going to go over here, and I hope he'll just pop up so I have to go look. But let's go find him. Stop eulogizing. Where is he going? Oh, he might be coming to the eulogy.
Claro, porque es hijo de la parca.
Okay, let's report our findings on this quest.
La parca no es por nada, pero estoy viendo que en este pack se ha inflado a tener hijos, ¿eh?
So we're going to report our findings on this quest. It's one that I've mostly completed already. I just haven't given it back to him.
Madre mía, la parca.
¿Cómo
le da al tema?
Yeah, that was the Father Winter, the advocate one. And you can see it's now here in our inventory. And
mira, ahí la tiene.
We can actually ask him for a new quest to offer to help with favor. And the reason why I knew that he was somebody I could offer to help, we'll show in a moment, but this is the one I already completed. This is the other one. You want to read it?
Yeah, strange or just strange. Grim is as mystifying as the baleful bog itself. By no fool, I know he'd be around more if he could. But he's got a business to run. Could you do me a favor? Deliver this to him. It's our own inside joke. You never know when death will come. Funny, right? I hate that you made me read that.
I made you read it on purpose because I made you read that.
I don't do that
joke. So we can pick up this quest to do. And now we will get another tarot card when we complete this one. So that is exciting. But if you ever are wanting to know who has the tarot quests in each of the 3 neighborhoods, I'll just teleport over here.
Ese libro se parece a lo de las empujadas.
So there are these tarot tomes, so you can go find them.
Por la hecho ahí, View tarot tomes. Oh.
And you can learn about the Order of Lenore, which has some very fun lore, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, this is a really in-depth collection slash kind of quest line almost.
And these 4 sims each have quests that you can do. There are also other ways you can find tarot cards, but different from a lot of collections, there's a unique way to find each one.
Yeah, every card has a unique method of obtaining it, and we've done a really helpful thing here.
We have a lot of collections because we have all packs. So with the tarot cards, when you hover over here, it gives you hints if you don't have it.
Yeah, since these are all acquired through unique methods, you can get an update of how you might find them through this menu.
Yeah, and you can see there are a lot of them.
I love the art for these. I think we'll show more of this later when we get to
But Jessica, what if I wanted to play with tarot and I haven't collected the tarot collection yet?
Yeah, the tarot collection is quite in-depth to get, but if you just want a basic tarot deck to do some readings with, you can get from Build By directly. If you do the collection, you get a more advanced version that has some additional effects. But the basic tarot deck is totally purchasable.
So I think I have one right here, the Bibbidi Basics tarot deck. And I could just draw a nightly reading if I wanted to. So... but if I get the collection one here, I can create this in its own deck that has magical directions. So
yo creo que el libro es para aprender sobre las cartas.
Cups reversed. Half full of emotions, but empty of the energy needed to process them. Your cup needs more time to equalize. Fill your needs. You can mop up after. Crying it out or using a voodoo doll is desired. So they kind of give you hints and like help you know what you should be doing to see the gameplay relating to these whenever it happens. All right. So I love the art for these. I think that's one of my favorite things about it.
No me gusta nada porque lo malo es que no me van a meter ahí publicidad.
Yeah, we're going to show it off. There is a picture where we can have all the art on it.
Y es en plan,
so
sí, pero no
they're all beautiful, and they're deep cuts of sim floor.
Deshabilitar.
We are still currently experiencing our funeral, and I think it's about the time that if Poppy, in around 4 hours, if she was going to develop a grief type, it would be happening.
Yeah, they won't
haciendo cosas raras. Pues mira, antes lo hemos comentado en Twitter que me han preguntado que si había visto o tenía algún problema y yo la verdad es que no he tenido problemas.
Making each of them feel a little bit more unique in this regard is really important for storytelling.
It's so creepy at night here with the fog.
Me gusta la niebla, por lo menos es volumétrica.
Swing. There's also
es que mis mínimos es que la niebla tenga volumen, o sea... mira, esa casa como que le brilla la ventana, ¿ves? Le va cambiando.
This neighborhood in specific is very haunted. It's very thin on the veil.
¿Qué me estás diciendo,
and it's not like an afterlife neighborhood, but it's, yeah. So I think this is a great place for both living and deceased Sims to live, personally.
It's fun if you're a macabre Sim.
Let's see here. 36 minutes. And I think she has around 2 hours left. So we'll see if she gets the grief type here.
Es muy bonito él.
But I was also planning whenever people leave for this funeral, I was going to show a new interaction that are on the graves.
La mayoría estarán muertos.
Not present to see it. So everyone should go away, please. Thank you for returning.
Out of here.
Okay, so he left. So if I wanted now, we have a new interaction that helps you just play those quicker, which is add goes to household.
We try to really engage getting a ghost into your Sims gameplay. As you guys probably have seen,
a no ser que utilices mods, pero ya estamos en temas de los de consolas no van a poder, no te vas a poder librar de esta pantalla de carga. No te puedes librar de este puto botón de compra, ¿sabes? El carrito de compra que está aquí arriba.
15 minutes, let's just see.
Claro, pero es CC y el CC estamos en las mismas. ¿Por qué tenemos que depender siempre del CC? Siempre nos refugiamos en algún modder lo hará, algún creador de CC lo hará. Por favor, ya. ¿Sabes?
Yep, I don't think she did this time.
El carrito lo quita el mod, sí, pero estamos en las mismas. Que no, que digo oficial, yo no quiero de manera oficial que me pongan tanto anuncio de cómprame packs y más yo que los tengo todos. No lo necesito. Y tendrían que dar la opción de poderlo desactivar. Como seguramente no lo harán, ya te lo digo. Por cierto, ese reloj un poquito más pegado a la pared no estaría mal.
Call it the next one whenever we see it later.
No tengo que tener que depender de un mod. ¡Oh! ¿Qué le ha pasado? Ay, no, que se nos muere. Se atraviesa el palo. ¿Qué le ha pasado?
You've been pushing the line, living dangerously. Perhaps you think you're immune to the consequences of your actions. Perhaps you're brave, or perhaps you're just foolish. But let me make this clear: you are on very, very thin ice. After your latest death, I'll be keeping a close eye on you. And if you even think about stepping one toe out of line, I'll be there to collect your soul. I like you, Summer.
Ay, Morgan, esta debe de ser la simgurus Morgan, que a veces publica en Twitter.
That you're on death's doorstep. It would be wise of you to be careful. Your next
casi muere, será una experiencia cercana a la muerte. Pero ha muerto porque aquí te están dando a elegir.
It's so good. It makes me feel all like.
Se muere todo el mundo. Si tiene una mala suerte.
Grim's fingernails upset me.
They're coffin shaped. So real me would be like, I'm sorry. But Summer's going to say, you can't scare me.
Vale, que no,
this isn't a bad idea at all.
No ha muerto. Vale. Así como, vale, es una experiencia cercana a la muerte, vale.
At the moment, but he'll come back, I'm sure.
Por eso se había levantado, yo digo, se ha levantado por la muerte.
The crow has things to do, places to be, but it won't come back.
Una cosa, tanto fantasma, tanta muerte que le rodea a esta familia.
He's a ghost, so we can show off some ghost stuff while we wait.
¿Eso qué es?
Yeah, so this panel here is our new
poder
ghost
de fantasma.
Yeah,
in the Simology panel.
So ghosts are now a full occult, and a thing the players really wanted. As you use your ghost powers to
¿será compatible con si tú tienes brujo eso de los fantasmas? O si tú tienes licántropo y tal, este panel será compatible?
System of good and well, let's say malevolent and benevolent powers. So the more malevolent ones like curses or scaring people.
Oye, pues está bien que hayan metido eso de infartos no mortales.
And like repairing things, and there's also neutral powers if you want to do things like disable motive drain and that kind of thing.
This one lets you teleport, and this one unlocks Transcendent Woohoo.
Which lets you woohoo living sim as a ghost.
As a ghost in an object.
Yeah, in any object that you can possess.
So 2 ghosts can possess woohoo now in any object, or almost any object within reason. There's a lot of them. But a living in a ghost sim normally cannot possess woohoo, but if you have the transcendent woohoo, they can transcendent woohoo. So
y los implanta, sirenas, aliens y los implanta, que es que los pobres por no ser no son ni un estado permanente, ni siquiera lo puedes crear en el CAS, porque como se consideran como un estado transitorio.
Okay.
Qué pobrecitos, a mí me encantaban los sinagrestes,
well, that's from a different expansion pack, so ignore that. And okay. So they're going to do some transcendent woohoo here.
You can do this in so many objects. Like I said,
qué pena que no han hecho de este sofá el de 3. No, creo que no lo han hecho.
It's like pretty much almost anything you can possess.
Ha convertido un fantasma para hacer woohoo.
I love the audio for this one. It's so like ghostly.
I was doing some research.
Por lo que veo, lo que algún mola el woohoo en el sofá, la animación.
Inside a TV set, and my girlfriend walked by. She's like, "What the heck is going on
la animación.
It's like, don't worry about it. It's The Sims.
Just Sims things.
Yeah, just Sims things. Yep. This is how you void a warranty.
Oh gosh. So there's.
Oye, ¿te puedes hacer con esto un corto animado de objetos que se mueven y tal,
I expected an expansion about death, but here we are. It's The Sims.
Alright.
Pues te digo una cosa, si han metido estas opciones y tal, es muy posible que el CC de muebles y tal, si no se ha roto, que se rompa con el pack.
And now I can go here to our relationship, and I can actually choose to ask to stay married.
Yeah, this enables both stories, because I think some players will want to be widowed if their
mira, hablar sobre estar aún casados. Solo comentaron de que si un matrimonio se muere uno de los Sims, se pueden permanecer casados porque de entrada se separan, pero luego pueden permanecer casados.
Because I was going to try to get her
en todos lados, literal. El que se va a romper el CC de muebles,
reunited, only
porque es como una nueva interacción que hay dentro de todos los objetos. Es posible que se rompa y con el CC de muebles que falle o que haga un error. Ahora sí. Ahora sí que se está muriendo.
It is a strong crow.
Digo que puede ser, a lo mejor no,
I give you everyone the
ahora sí que sí, te ha dado una oportunidad, no la has sabido aprovechar.
And Grimm's here.
Grimm must be so annoyed. It's like, I told you what would happen.
I told you.
I warned you.
La jefa. Es verdad. Es verdad.
I was going to show this off. This is exciting. So we have more choices where you can challenge Grimm to stay alive now. So I put some objects down. I put one from Growing Together, which is hopscotch, and one for chess.
Okay, chess with the Grim Reaper, very iconic. Yeah, hopscotch with Grim Reaper, less iconic, but I like the energy.
It's my favorite one. There's a bunch of others, like there's the basketball and stuff, but there's a bunch of other ones, but this one is hilarious to me because he doesn't have feet, and so you go do it, and he's just like
cheating.
He is. It's not very likely that you'll beat him, but I want her to die, so I'm not going to challenge him, but because who knows, maybe Noelle's got game, we'll see.
La niña ahora se tendrá que ir. Bueno, a ver, está su padre en forma fantasmal.
So,
life comes at you fast.
Supongo yo que su padre, aunque sea un fantasma, puede cuidar de la niña.
Poppy's like, I just got over my grandma. Really?
¿Se le puede volver a retar al ajedrez? Dime que sí.
Yeah.
Dime que sí.
So this is an updated menu here. This is part of, well, this is actually part base game update, part life and death.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, so playable ghost. If you want to just continue playing as a ghost, now you just click playable ghost. We made a lot easier to become a ghost and get ghosts in your gameplay. If you don't want to control the sim, you can have them become a free roaming ghost. And then if you've unlocked it, you can also do rebirth.
A mí me gustaba mucho retar a la parca.
Do you want to dive into it a little bit later? Or?
Yeah, we're going to do it through gameplay.
Okay.
So you can choose it right now, but if you also want to do your unfinished business first, you probably want to stick around as a playable ghost.
Yeah.
So we're going to become a playable ghost. We already showed you the ghost panel with Ghost Mastery on Noel.
Nos han muerto, pero la seguimos teniendo. Ya no da tanta pena que se te muera un sim.
Unlock the second part here.
Ojo, cosa importante a decir.
And if you complete this all the way, you'll get the ability to rebirth as a burning soul, which is a very powerful trait.
Tú lo puedes recuperar de ser fantasma, lo puedes hacer un fantasma controlable. Pero cuesta la vida. De normal cuesta la vida. Luego porque hay gente que está confundiendo y creyéndose, por fin vamos a poder controlar al fantasma. No querido o no querida, que se han podido controlar desde el 2014. Si no recuerdo mal, en septiembre o octubre que añadieron los fantasmas. ¡Hola, Jen! ¿Cómo estás? Que ha venido por aquí tu pareja y me ha seguido y todo. Que me ha dicho de parte de Jen. Digo, ¿qué Jen? Porque conozco dos. ¿Cómo estás?
You see that she just became happy, so she became green.
Con fiebre,
so by default,
¿estás bien? Mira, pues si puedes elegir el color.
But we added this, so if you don't want to have a mood-based color, you could choose a color and it'll just stay that color.
Dependiendo de tu estado de ánimo o elegir un color que tú quieras.
I think in real life, I'm not sure if I want to be
dentro de una gama cromática que ellos han marcado. Bueno, no está mal.
So let's go ahead and go show off rebirth really quick.
Exacto.
To do that, we're going to have to
descansa y mejórate. Porque no viste en qué opción estaba eso. No sé si es con el pack, a lo mejor.
We could check out this map a little bit later. But we are going to go here to the nightclub.
Me lo
I love me a ghostly nightclub.
I do too.
Oye, pues bien, porque el Johan y todo eso.
I feel like that's one of the things you're most excited about at the beginning of this pack.
I love a good club.
Yeah.
In real life or in The Sims.
Pues nada, tómate un caldito o algo así calentito que te siente el cuerpo.
Alright, so it
is gorgeous.
This is Club Eternity. I love it.
The wallpaper is so good.
Like little booths, like.
Vale, esto que no sabía que era es una.
This is the kind of place as a password to enter.
Lámpara.
In real life.
So let's go over here. We can check this out more later during the world overview section. But you can have an out-of-body experience.
Yeah,
this is the Baleful Bog.
If you want to play with death, as it were, if you want to be a temporary ghost, you have an out-of-body experience.
I can't do it right now because I'm already a ghost.
Alright, ghost. Skip your double ghost.
If you do it too much, that's one of the ways you can die.
Yep.
We also have our ghostly cow plant here.
Crucible the Crucible, is that what we named it?
Mira,
you
la
can
planta que
get
se
these 3
encuentra
satisfaction points in the reward store. So if you wanted to get your own ghostly cow plant, that's how you can get it.
Nunca sin bar.
So she's still coming over here. Okay.
Este lago es muy chulo.
I love this neighborhood.
Is here.
It's so spooky.
And we are going to experience rebirth. So we tell her to go on out.
Y puedes revivir. Pero lo haces
So
directamente.
this is a really exciting feature.
No tienes que hacer ninguna misión antes para revivir.
This allows you to start doing generational gameplay with just one sim. I'm the kind of player, I'll just admit it, I tend to only play 1 or 2 sims, and I want to do everything with them, and I never let them die. I just find every in-game way of extending their lifespan. But now I can have sims. You're a generational player.
Vale, que se lo han rellenado de forma artificial.
Now I can actually do that gameplay, and I can do multiple cycles of The Sims. I'm really excited to see what you guys do with this. I want to see 100 rebirth challenge or something. Like all the lives of this one sim.
It is really fun. And I feel like I'm curious if there will be any new challenges around this, but also it's really cool for legacy gameplay.
Yeah. You
don't want to quite give up that sim yet, but you want to tell a new story.
Don't be scared to lose them, because you can keep on using them.
So on this screen, you're going to choose where you're going to live. I'm going to go to Willow Creek, and I'm going to choose the Goth household.
Of course.
Yes. You can choose an empty household and start brand new and fresh, but I want to be reborn into the Goth family here.
Mira tu que lista donde quiere revivir. Pasa de su hija y se va a revivir con los lápidas.
originally, your sim will always start out as the genetic, like, exact of their previous life. So if you want to tell a story where you always look like you did in a previous life, you can. You can also, though, choose. If I wanted to do genetics, I could play with the Sims genetics in this little pop-up here, and I could look like the actual child of the goth. So this gives me their genetics. And then if I am older, you can see I look like them. And then if I want to reset to resemble my past life, that's also an option where you can go back to it and get that again. We wanted you to be able to be reborn as any age group you wanted to tell that story.
Yeah, and depending on how far you got in your soul journey, when you are rebirth, you might have things like the burning soul trait. You might be able to recall past lives, get your old war traits back and carry them on into the next character. It's kind of like a New Game Plus in a way.
As well as like sentiments. You can also go here and you can like choose a new relationship with these people if you want. So that's really nice that you can do that. Let's see. So let's go ahead and make her an infant for this. Oh, you could also be reborn as an occult if you have these expansion packs.
Love it.
And you can also be reborn if I want as a ghost. So
if you're older.
If I'm a little bit older here, I can also choose a ghost. And this is part of the base game update, being able to choose a death type for ghost, but you can also do an occult with a ghost.
I love that we're able to do this, the idea of being like a ghost vampire. Very exciting.
Yeah, you could actually do it before this pack came out, but now that so we wanted to support being able to do that for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and have an infant.
Adorable.
And this will be your mother, father, sister, brother. And then let's go ahead then.
And as you play through again, you're going to notice like different impacts of interacting with folks from your past life. Think almost deja vu, that kind of thing.
Like if you had a past soulmate and you're not related to them whenever you're reborn, then you could potentially find that, or like a friend, rather than like it be like a family member. It's like all about your connection with someone.
Se desactiva la rama de poderes ocultos. Eso es lo que no sabemos aún. Por cierto, que están probando. Oye, esto es para aplaudir, ¿eh? Están probando el juego con más de un pack. O sea, bravo, bravo.
And all of them realize, that they have this new sim in their family that's like a new family member.
Oye, pues esto mola un montón, ¿eh? De aquí tienen que hacer algún reto a la comunidad. ¿Sabes?
I think this is everything we wanted to show for our initial part of the
reviva cada semana o algo así, ¿sabes?
Our fellow Grim Turns?
Yeah, let's go ahead and throw it on over to Mercy and to Mike to look at Cass.
A mí me da que cuando eres fantasma se acaba el árbol anterior.
I'm Mercy, the host of Behind the Sims.
Podría ser.
Reached out to me and asked if I'd like to participate in the developer live.
Vale, Mercea nos va a mostrar, yo creo, el
cast. I said yes because if you don't know
que Mercea será seguramente creadora de Sims, porque estoy viendo ahí el nombre que me está saliendo por la pantalla, que ahora yo lo estoy tapando. Y eso solo se lo dan a los Creator Network para que no hagan filtraciones.
With the Goth family.
Pero te digo una cosa, si tienes un poquito de experiencia, pausas el juego, haces una captura, luego haces otra captura donde ya no esté tu logo, borras y ya tienes la imagen de la captura de la filtración sin tu marca de agua, ¿sabes? Yo doy ideas por si alguien se quiere abrir una cuenta falsa y hacer filtraciones. Nah, pero a lo mejor te la juegas porque yo que sé, nunca se sabe. Al final puede ser que te pillas. No merece la pena.
Regardless, one of the cool things about Creative is that they added ghost assets. So I'm really excited to walk you guys through the specific ghost assets, but I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to jump into
no sé si lo van a añadir, porque antes lo que hemos visto antes no estaban en la familia.
Mike, I gotta ask.
A lo mejor sí que los van a añadir, o estarán en la galería a lo mejor, y tú lo puedes añadir, elige la relación familiar.
Cool, we'll go with the matriarch. So, Bella Goth.
Pero también tendrían que añadir a los padres de Elvira. Y al hermano que tiene un hermano, o sea.
I love these.
¡Ay, qué bonito!
Mike,
Ostras, le queda súper bien.
For some of these creative sim items,
Qué bonito.
The styles, the designs, and I'll kind of showcase all the different items.
Bueno, no está mal. Y el otro del sombrero me gusta también. No me gusta.
We were internally calling the aesthetic Death Shroud.
Ay, no, pero a mí el primero me encanta el de las plumitas.
It takes cues from clothing and designs that are traditionally associated with death, funerals, and mourning attire in a lot of places around the world. So you'll see
esas coletas son muy de miércoles Adam.
Layers and sheer materials.
Aunque tenemos ya coletas de ese rollo.
A sheer satin that is associated with death because it's the thin veil between this world and the next. So, and
pues oye, me gusta que para la revisión esta de los objetos de la ropa y tal hayan cogido a gente negro y tal que te muestre los objetos.
Collar or cameos that are popular with macabre players.
El camafeo,
little bits like that we try to stick everywhere.
No sé qué es el camafeo, es esto de las plumitas que tiene por aquí, me encanta.
Developers are rocking it right now,
o sea, creo que queda qué bonito y qué espectacular.
Like the Black Widow trousers.
Madre mía, qué bonito.
I cannot wait to see all the simmers out there really showcasing their Black Widow style.
Ah, la gargantilla, esa gargantilla creo que es el juego base, ¿no?
Funeral chic is what we call it. I'm gonna call it funeral chic.
Me suena a mí, No te sé decir.
But you want to kind of talk us through.
Ojalá me equivoco.
Oh. Death Shroud Core. Noted. Noted. So yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about like the design choices, the color choices?
I'll
walk you through some of the things that are dear old Bella, but I definitely want to hear like the inspiration, the choices, what
igual que ese sombrero tenemos uno parecido.
Symbols that players should look out for when they're playing this pack.
Ah, vale, sí.
Yeah. Start with color that
lo que no sé por qué ni en el pack de si quiero ni ahora han metido rollos velos ya sea de novia o de funeral, ¿sabéis? Los típicos velos. Han metido un vestido que tiene ya el velo integrado de por sí. Pero yo qué sé. Yo qué sé, no sé. Mira, ahora que colaboran con creadores de CC, a ver si alguien que haga un pack o un set de CC o sea, de kit del cast, a ver si se anima a hacer uno para eventos sociales o algo así y añade esa persona, porque es que veo que el equipo de los solo no lo van a hacer. A ver si esa persona se anima y añade los velos de novia.
You'll see
también alguno que sea para funeral. Sería guay. Más que nada para hacer la gracia, ¿sabes?
The cameos.
Las uñas están bonitas. Hay como, parece como con estrellitas y tal.
And you'll see the cameos, the hardware, the buckles, everything is always the collars. It's always trying to point to something that's symbolic, associated with death. Like the belt here has a memento mori.
Un poco más largas son las de lobos. Puede ser, pero
butterfly collars, butterflies associated with death or feathers or just everywhere we could. We tried to interject más uñas
antes en. No, lo que he visto de uñas es de, del kit de CC que va a salir.
Okay, speaking of that, we're gonna go to.
Hola, Cassandra, ¿cómo estás? Muy mal, porque me vestía toda base con la de ropa chula que tengo ahora nueva. Ay, este me encanta. Este me encanta y este es muy gótico. Está chulo,
different stories with. One of my favorite parts of Creative Sim is that I can create so many different diverse stories just with clothing, and I think this pack nailed it because I mean, come on.
Este me encanta y este también es súper gótico. Este sí que lo veo más gótico que muchas cosas que han metido en el kit gótico.
I like that we put in details with the sleeves.
Le queda como anilla el dedo, pero tal cual,
Again, that it wasn't just thought of as like items for like
tal cual.
But, like even teens too, because like the belt loop.
Guay, esa falda ahí con esas tirantes así me encantan, que tienen volumen. Aleluya.
We were definitely approaching it as a.
Qué bonito, qué bonito.
This whole family
me gusta todo el
but the different ages might approach it differently,
me
right? Where there's a little more contemporary for the teen, where the matriarch might have something that's a little more Victorian.
Y mira que yo no soy de cast, también te digo. O sea, a lo mejor luego viéndolo en detalle digo, ay, esto les ha quedado plano y tal. Podría ser.
Did you guys find it challenging to be able to create so many mix and match pieces?
Uy, qué chulo ese.
As I was playing this and kind of giving them their makeover, I was like, man, there's so many pairings and outfits that you could put together.
Mira,
I'm
por hablar,
gonna hop
he hablado demasiado pronto, no me gusta este.
Just want to ask you guys about your pairings and how
no me gusta, no insistas.
Yeah, we do a lot of paper dolling. We take the concept of the separates and make sure that they, this can work with that. Sometimes it's combinations you don't expect to work, but they do.
Mira,
and try to make sure we don't leave anything hanging, right? That this doesn't have any pairings, or hey, this gave me an idea. I could mix this with that. And then people always surprise me and they combine things that I didn't think they would.
Yeah, I am really excited for the shoes.
El pantalón no me gusta, el cinturón sí.
Cool thing I noticed
aunque el cinturón se ve plano como el suelo.
We'll notice it when we go through here is that you guys made a lot of like gender neutral clothing that were compatible on both.
A mí me gusta todas menos eso.
On masculine and female frames, you'll see these shoes. I have Mortimer rocking these shoes, but I just love that we thought about like what is not in the game and how can we add it in there for both sides.
Yeah, and just
y las otras dos que veo ahí no me
gustan. The craft side of making it, I'm always excited when I see something. It works so great on both genders, when sometimes I wouldn't have expected it to.
Han puesto ahí como un nuevo bañador.
And also, just a shout out to the person who gave us another sleep shirt. Not all of us like to wear pants
me gusta el pijama.
And I just felt underrepresented, and now
como
I feel
que le ha robado la camiseta al padre cuando tenía 2 tallas más.
Really, really cute. And then you also thought of swimwear. I know this showed up in the trailer,
el nuevo bañador es muy bonito también.
Of the details that you all put into this.
Esto es muy de miércoles Adams. Veo que se han inspirado en miércoles, pero un montón, ¿eh? Ese maquillaje así como corrido, creo que es nuevo, ¿no? El de los ojos.
Definitely
Está como corrido.
Assets are a win when you have we have a theme for the pack. Do we have anything existing in the game that they can already use as a swimsuit?
Sí, es nuevo, ¿verdad?
No, in this case we need something macabre.
No me sonaba. So hay algunos parecidos, pero en otros packs o kits.
Bathing suits are really exciting and unique to this pack.
You brought up the male
me gusta
swimsuit,
mucho
so we're going to jump to Mortimer because Mortimer. Okay, 1, 2, 3, makeover, bam. I mean, we all know who this is. We know who this is. This is amazing.
Se reconoce a Homero, pero es como que entra la crisis de los 40.
Masculine sims are really getting a lot
Aquí ya la ha pasado. Pero me gusta el outfit. Aunque es que Homero, el pobre es un cuadro. ¿Qué quieres que te diga?
Yeah, you'll
cuesta
see
entender el bañador con
the material and the patterns that you'll again
¿quién se baña con esa torinita? A ver, supongo que es para darle un rollo antiguo, un rollo así gótico. Ese pelo es muy guapo. Pelos muy chulos, y muy de época para los que hacéis el reto de las décadas. Ese Pacos viene como anillo al dedo, Es muy Adams. Sí. Veo clara referencia a los Adams en este pack y me encanta eso. Creo que era el pack para meterle bastantes referencias a los Adams.
The details, I'm kind of feeling this skunk look, so we might keep it. No,
mira, pon una fiesta blanco y negro.
I'll fix it. But you're talking about a little bit of the details in the pieces, so we can go through some of those.
Este no me gusta.
Yeah.
O no me gusta el eso, no me gusta el modelo.
Some of them are more subtle than others.
La percha
the
que lo lleva.
Piece had the
ese suéter está chulo.
Shape to the pattern.
Veo el carro bastante completo, aunque hay secciones un poquito a lo mejor no tan completas, pero bueno.
Into the sweater.
Okay, I kind of see it. Is it right there? That skull right there.
Lo veo un poquito mal hecho ese,
right?
En lo que está ahí, a ver, en el sobaquillo, el otro que nos ha puesto lo he visto un poco mal. Está como que se corta, ¿sabéis? De una forma un poco rara.
Ooh, I love the cardigan patterns. Pattern seems to be a very strong theme with this pack.
We did end up with there was a lot of opportunity to tell the stories with pattern.
La camiseta está mola, pero es muy básica. Podría ser un añadido como base ya. No la veo.
They just want a neutral look.
Yeah.
Este mola. Muchas capas. Este mola para Con el pack del amor, ¿sabéis lo que os quiero decir? Lo hubiera pegado también, ¿eh? O sea, tiene un rollito, ¿sabes? Ahí seductor.
There's also, of course, just working through accessories.
Las gafas esas me parecen horribles.
Glasses, which are really nice. There is also some accessories.
Yo creo que en la percha, sí, yo también lo creo.
So that doctor's
yo creo que también, porque me pasa lo mismo, que no me gusta mucho, pero yo creo que es por la percha. Mira, camiseta del cuervo me gustó desde la primera vez que la vi. Es bonita, pero es muy simple. O sea, es una camiseta como lo que llevo yo ya. Y hay un montón de camisetas así.
Shorts. Oh, look his knees. They got shorts. They got pants. They have new styles of pants. They, like I said, a lot of them are conversions, so that you could go back and forth. And then from
a lo mejor ese pantalón está bien, pero
surprise, surprise.
Creo que tenemos muchos pantalones. Bañador no hay. Ah, bueno, sí que hay. ¿Y por qué no se ve ahí? O sea, sí que hay. Ah, vale, que es de cuerpo entero. Vale.
Things I didn't know I needed are coming in this pack.
Es así muy retro. O sea, este bañador es muy retro. Sí, de los años 20 tal cual.
And before I lose myself and get too caught up, this also works on feminine frames. Very cute. Even Bella can get some love in that.
Ah, mira, y para ella también está.
So that's just a brief glimpse of some of the masculine items.
Aunque yo no sé si en los años 20 llevarían las mujeres ese tipo de bañador, no lo sé.
Lots of great conversions, so the same thing that you saw on Bella also works on Mortimer. Very nice, very thoughtful, very good looking.
Qué bonito es ese.
Now, it would not be a Sims game if we didn't have a full body outfit.
El de cuervo me hace mucha gracia. Juego con el del infante. Para ir a pedir su vitrato, ¿te imaginas?
The idea was, well, if we're going to do a
Tenía mucha más tela, ¿verdad?
we've got to do like the creepiest macabre version possible, like a
Antes
turn of the
se tenía que ir
century
tapado así con sombrilla para que no te
fuel
dé sol.
version of the costume.
Tengo una cosa, la
I thought she
sombrilla
did
no
a
está mal
beautiful
pensado.
job with this.
She did an
El de
amazing
incógnito.
job. I love the like hand stitching, so it seems like a homemade costume. And don't worry, the kiddos get them too. So we'll jump to Alexander, who also got his little macabre makeover. And
a ver, Alejandro, oh
he's
my
so
god.
Cute.
Es tan rollo glamour vintage este
Much of the
outfit.
hairstyles
No sé, me recuerda a la glamour vintage.
So you can absolutely explore some of these hairs and different looks on children.
Muy chulo el petito este con el ese está muy chulo.
He's so adorable.
Ah, pues para niños está también lo del cuervo, pues yo pensaba que no. Y para infantes también está. Ah, pues te puedes hacer la familia al cuervo. De mascota un cuervo y vestidos todos de cuervo. Si no vienes vestido de cuervo no eres de la familia. Este está muy gracioso, como disfraz de Halloween. Este está muy gracioso. Molaría una versión sin gafas, pero con gafas mola un montón. Oh, ese es muy de época, me encanta.
Kind of a great, you'll see outfits that are a little more costumey, and you'll see the tatters at the base that they were made to. All right, if you're telling your story as a ghost, then these can here's some cast assets that are made for that.
Aunque tiene la parte de abajo la tiene un poco rota.
Okay, we're gonna turn.
Pero bueno.
Let's switch him over to Femme so we can look at some of the Femme items.
Han visto muchos retos de las décadas, me parece a mí. Sí.
Sweater.
Pero tal cual, ¿eh? Ay, qué bonito. Qué bonito.
Full body assets.
Oh, mira, vestiditos también.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I know this is a dress, but I would use this as a nightgown, but that's okay. You can use
Ay, este me recuerda un montón al de la película de los otros. ¿Sabéis la que os digo? Que van así la niña con una cosa así.
Hold on, really quick. I need to get
Dicen,
this out of my
ya no busques ese, te lo pongo yo.
Thanks.
La verdad es que guay, ¿eh?
I just really like the combinations that we have
Cuanto menos
here.
ese tengamos
Right
que
now,
tener en
I'm
el juego,
exploring this pack
mejor.
with just base game and the pack.
Se vestido el miércoles, pero
but I can imagine using this for like, you know,
tal cual.
cold weather, hot weather, all sorts of outfits with it. So it's very cute, and I really like a lot of these additions that were brought in. Of course, the kiddos were considered too. So this is Summer Goth. I had to name her because she may or may not have been reborn.
Y habrán puesto algo para bebés también.
Look at the skulls in this. You guys were not kidding when you said you dropped little like icons.
Me gusta el pijamita fantasma. Hay el pijamita fantasma. Quiero ver el pijamita fantasma.
Yeah, everywhere we could, you know. We didn't want them to feel out of place with their parents. So,
perdón, es que me confundo con el infante.
The family has a full vibe and everybody needs their gear to fit in.
Pijamita fantasma genial.
A little
yo quiero ese pijama. Lo que pasa que no tiene, por lo que veo yo, lo del cuervo.
I don't use it yet.
El bebé no tiene lo del cuervo.
I'm not a big fan of giving toddler Kovars color variants that are all black. Feels a little off to me.
Está para bebés, eso está muy guay.
Perfect sense.
Te puedes montar la fantasía con este pack.
And all of these items are also
este pack te dan ganas de empezar el reto,
even if you switch frames, so it's going to take it out, but you can absolutely still see that these outfits are available for little
Pesa falta el disfraz de cuervo para bebés.
Toddlers also got some love, so let's go back and check out some of the toddler looks. Ooh. So
a ver, los toddlers.
What is the name here? So, okay, sorry.
Vale, de pelo no hay.
There is a new top. Again, some of those symbolisms, the butterfly, I think that's
un poquito más que no haya pelo, pero bueno, vale.
Life and death, am I...
Está muy bonito este suéter de la mariposa. Referencia a las hadas.
Your adorable little toddler still has a dark side.
I love that. And these
es que no estoy diciendo ninguna tontería. Lo que ven que gusta lo meten en el siguiente pack. Sí.
I love toddlers. I love infants. I think this is how I get
chulo. Y mira el de cuervo. A partir de infante puede ser el cuervo de la familia.
I am really excited.
Ah, mira, este podría ser el vestidito que hubiera llevado el vida lápida de bebé. Bueno, de infante. Ay, por Dios, es que tanta etapa al final me lío.
So that it's versatile, but I think these are really cute items and really thoughtful items.
Este mola, este pijamita. Bueno, un pijamita sí, ¿no? Un pijama. Hombre, como no, el de cuervo.
Thank you, Nina. I can make a family of crows. The things I didn't know I needed.
Qué mono el pijamita ese de cuervo.
And these swatches are also
el pijamita de cuervo, perdón, el disfraz de cuervo.
Fun facts that I learned working at The Sims.
Mira, salió el padre.
Is that I get to learn that crows have all these colors.
Qué chulo ese. Ay, ese es mono.
Let's go into the Ghost Create a Sim. So again, cool things about this is Gunther Gott, the father. Cool things that you'll see is that you can go ahead and toggle on and off.
Sin ser fantasma, mira que bien se conserva.
When he was alive. So if you want to create a ghost and you want to do things like just verify their skin tone and see what they look like, you can go ahead and toggle your ghost overlay back and forth to give you that decision.
Vale, que está explicando de que para ver el tono de piel y tal, esta es opción. Me parece una opción maravillosa. Una nueva categoría de ropa para fantasmas. Hay una categoría de ropa de fantasmas.
Sí, lo sé. So, you want to talk us through some of the thought process of these items and clothing?
Vale, lo que hemos visto antes, pero ahora ya visto en juego.
We're hinting at with the children that you know we give you some a little more extreme, right, if you want.
Lo de las manos, no me había dado cuenta lo de las manos, qué chulo.
For a long time.
Oye, eso de las manos está chulísimo.
More period clothing, right? Where the living Sims have contemporary clothes
para
that
Halloween
are inspired by the
de
past.
10.
These could possibly be a couple hundred Sims, right? So their clothing's dated.
Wow.
And also you'll notice the bony hands and sometimes a bony rib cage poking through here or there.
Chulada.
Oh, I love the bony rib cage one. Let me pull that so that players can see it. How cool
y se le ve más hasta aquí, claro, porque es más alto. Ay, se le transparenta un poco el pecho, ¿sabes? Ahí.
With this one.
La caja torácica. No me salía
la
palabra.
Also really nice items for the female Sims. So let's look at those.
Y a ver, un fantasma, la ropa de fantasma. Fantasmagórica.
That's what it looks like on.
Este es
Again,
normal.
This is an outfit that you can also wear not as a ghost.
Está bonito el vestido
ghostly
ese.
Version with the fingertips, the creepy.
Y la versión muerto.
And the wear and
con las manos así, está que chulo.
Again, I think one of the just stars of the cast in these items is the details that they offer, both simple
chulada.
as well as like the wear and tear look that matches the environment that the game is in. Like, yeah.
Este velo lo tendrían que haber puesto por separado. No me digas que no.
This is really nice.
Este tendría que estar por separado.
Such a lovely job with the items in this pack. I don't want to spoil it all. There's a lot to explore in this pack.
Sí, sí, que se asustó.
Whoa. Sorry, discovery, real-time discovery. This is
qué bonito, qué chulo, qué diferente, ¿eh? Qué pasada.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Qué pasada tú.
What happens when you die, so it's not inaccurate.
Qué pasada, ¿eh?
Yeah, I'm really excited to explore this pack. I think the team did such a lovely job.
Lo que pasa es que la cara no la acompaña tan el cuerpo tal así.
But Mike, do you have any favorite items from this pack? Is there anything you think I missed that you would want the community to see?
I think you gave them a pretty good overview.
Okay, amazing. Yeah, we're gonna sit on the matriarch.
You got it.
There's lots of, like I said, there's just so much to explore. It's impossible. The challenge was to try and make 30 minutes. Oh, hair! The hairs. Yes. Please talk about your color blocking.
The ombre color blocking. I love the approach here to give that. Again, like the clothes that have the ombres.
Está viendo un poco las muestras de color. Uy, el que es negro con rojo mola.
Feel like what would a ghost hairstyle, a ghost-inspired hairstyle be?
Este también mola.
So some of these gradients, transitions, you know, like this color blocking here, or this, they can feel ghostly and ethereal, or they can also feel like, well, I can use this with any other pack, and I just like coloring my hair this way.
De fantasía.
I love this. I love this combination. It's so pretty. Okay, so hairs, and again, some of these hairs are very versatile, so you'll see them on both Mastodons and
Ese pelo es muy
we'll go ahead and walk through
it
one more time just to make sure everybody gets a good look.
Bueno,
Because again, some streamers have already pointed it out, but you'll notice that Nion's hair,
mola ese corte de pelo,
also has
mola,
this included in.
pero
So we put little elements
a lo mejor quitándole eso de la parte y tal,
it's very cute and very
o
thoughtful.
teniendo una versión sin eso.
This was so much fun to explore, and I think there's just so many little Kratos wins that are in here that I think players will get to have fun exploring. But Mike, thank you so much. Simmer, thank you so much for having me on. There is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and there's more to see, so I'm going to go ahead and pass this spirit of Mike right back over to
se están enrollando un montón con el cast.
Thank you.
Hombre.
Hi everyone.
Welcome back.
I'm Morgan, once again back.
I'm Jessica, also once again back.
And Mike's still here with us too.
Hey everybody.
Mike.
Yep.
So during this section, we are going to show you Ravenwood, and then we'll look at some of our build buy objects that we have in this expansion.
Yeah, we'll go to that little, looks like a department store you built.
Está bonita la miniatura.
Yeah, it does kind of look like one. So here you can see, I once again, for people that might have joined, I do have all packs installed, so you can see cross-pack, and I'll try to call it out as we might see anything that's cross-pack. But this is Ravenwood and our new bubble. I think it's beautiful, so definitely wanted to show this off with our pro.
Que yo siempre me he planteado. ¿No crees que llega el momento de que quiten la categoría de mundos de vacaciones? Ya que no están haciendo mundos de vacaciones y ya que tú en cualquier mundo puedes poner una casa de alojamiento vacacional y que los mundos que están puestos como de vacaciones estén puestos en la categoría de mundos normales y que puedas vivir en esos mundos si quieres.
No sé,
yo creo que ya va bien. O sea, tendrían que hacer ese cambio, porque yo muchas veces no utilizo los mundos de vacaciones porque ni me acuerdo que existen, ¿sabes?
We have on the living side the countryside neighborhood, which is very much grounded in reality. And then you have the afterlife, which is obviously beyond the veil.
Mira, aquí no se ve
it's where you're going to see Brim
de la parca, con lo cual supongo yo que tendrá que
the balance point where the veil is thin is
trabajador de la parca para poder ver ese solar y ir a ese solar.
Through just the world building.
Yeah. So there's also festivals in each of these.
Yeah.
You can see here Crow's Crossing, you have the Try Before You Die casket sale. I love that
desde que metieron la opción de poner casas de alquiler vacacional en cualquier mundo, que creo que fue a partir del pack de Monte Comorevi, si no me equivoco, desde ahí tendría que haberlo hecho.
I love the idea of Sims just naked underneath the moon, just you know, just being kind of rowdy.
That's only during the full moon that they get naked.
Well, that's the best time to do it.
That's the time they've got their clothes on. And then there's two festivals in Morning Mail.
Un solar aquí.
The
Bueno, yo también lo estoy tapando. Estamos los tres tapando.
And the Thin Festive Veil.
Lo estamos ocultando.
They are. Yeah, so love these festivals. I think they're great. Definitely check those out whenever you are in game here. We already saw Crow's Crossing. So I'm thinking we will hop in and look a little bit at Morning Mail, and then we'll come over and look at this neighborhood. I forgot to say, these lots were built by some of our creators, so wanted to give them a shout out here. They were made by Create for Sims, Symphony, Sophie the Sim, and Kate Emerald.
Much love.
Much love.
Such a great job.
Yeah, they did wonderful. Love them. The only one they didn't make here was my weird. This is the lot with all the build by stuff I put down. It's normally an empty lot. So I guess giving you a quick overview, we have a pre-made house that's a 20 by 20, a nightclub that's a 30 by 30, a 30 by 20 residential that's a starter home you can move into directly, a 30 by 30 empty lot. Over here we have a bar, which also has a bunch of things for hosting a funeral in it, 30 by 30. The Gomez family lives here, 30 by 30. The Aether family lives here, 50 by 50. They have a very fun story. I like their story. I won't get into it and spoil it, but that was cool. And this one's normally a 64 by 64 empty lot, so this is where I'm now going to be living with all my horses, the horse ranch expansion. Down here, we have the Spectre family. They don't actually have a baby. I don't know where that baby came from.
Sims be Simsing.
Our 64 by 64 cemetery, which you can place in any world on.
Yeah, you can build your own cemeteries.
Definitely. Starter Plus. I think we've gone through most of these whenever we were in that neighborhood.
Ya no te digo que la decoración de cementerio también sea juego base, pero mínimo el tipo de solar de cementerio juego base.
Let's go ahead and load in here to the Azadi Gomez household, and we will just check out this neighborhood real quick before we go into build by in the other one.
¿Pero por qué va a entrar con otra fantasma?
This is the
déjala vivir, o sea, déjala morir.
You want to tell us a little bit about the art inspiration for this one, Mike?
Se me está haciendo largo,
Yeah, Morningvale, the afterlife.
Te digo, es que el problema es eso de que me cuesta seguirles el hilo de entender algo.
Are off, where the entire world
is
inspired by Romania, but in the afterlife, things get a little stranger. The sky is different. The time is different, right? The colors of everything. You'll see in that the waters, the beautiful spectrum of colors, but we refer to it like it's beautiful, as in like an oil slick on top of the water. You see a rainbow, and that's beautiful. There's a twist, a dark twist to it. So yeah, you'll see a lot of layers of history in this neighborhood. There are people who've been using this for eons.
O no, si tiene la marquita. Creo que sí que la tenía, que me parece que la hemos visto. A lo mejor me equivoco.
Yeah, I love all the details around here. Like, I think the first time I saw the bonefish here, I
por arriba molaría tener interacciones románticas de besarse
the cow plant's amazing. I love all the like even like the architecture with like the hidden motifs.
¿Se puede subir ahí? Dime que sí, dime que sí.
It feels almost like a place out of time.
Sí, interactuable es, pero...
There's a town hall here as well you can click on that you can read about, you can visit the archives. You can also focus camera to like see the different places around this area. So right now we don't have a festival going up, but if I was like, I wonder where the Afterlife Anonymous Festival is, it'll take you right there. So you can see this is where it will be set up and happening.
This one's fun.
Yeah. And then we also have the Guardian Tree and Alice, who is the ghost mother, who has her own quest lines. So... Oh, you can go alone. We won't go back to her career right now. So, yeah, she is the weeping mother, and she has her own quest.
There's a lot to uncover here.
Yeah.
Her relationship with certain other ghostly Sims.
Yes. And this is where the festival happens, and there's like some local customs and lore around that, and that's also a very fun one to attend. So, let's see, yeah. this is just
Mira,
a really beautiful
también les salta lo de los desafíos de la parca.
Let's go ahead and
pues
go
mira,
back
esta
to
es de la
manage
primera
worlds,
semana.
And
o sea, esto lo han grabado. Esto lo han grabado en la primera semana, fijaros, cómo se les ha pillado el falso directo.
Mike, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
¿Cómo se les ha pillado?
When we're all three neighborhoods,
que a ver, que es muy obvio que es un falso directo, pero si quieres más pruebas, pues ya sabes más o menos la fecha. La primera semana estamos en la quinta o así, así que pues hace 4 semanas o así.
And all the way to the full spectrum of This Is the Afterlife in Morning Vale. So we're going to
bueno, a lo mejor también es que como no han jugado, a lo mejor empiezan desde la 1. Puede ser también eso, pero de todas formas
de
todas formas se nota que graba. Tendría que conservar el nombre como el culo prieto. Pues sí, la verdad es que yo creo que sí.
Just this beautiful landscape.
Mira, esta que si te la han quitado las manchas del tejado que se le veía en el tráiler. Bueno, manchas, los huecos del tejado.
He's so sad, he's crying. So he's crying right now
because
it's a full moon, and during the full moon,
yo no sé por qué no lo confirman. Esa cara se cambia, ¿sabéis? O sea, cambia la cara.
This is actually the location where the Moon Revelry Festival will happen, right over here, whenever it is up and going. And then we also have these really fun collector signs that are around in the neighborhoods that you can click on that sometimes somebody will come and you can, that's not one. Sometimes somebody will come and you can sell your collectibles to them, but also if you click on them, they can show you the focus camera stuff. So these will take you to Moon Revelry, the Ancestor, which is the name of that face cliff, or the Terracone Shrine here. But also, there will sometimes be a person here that you can collect
esos son como carteles que te encuentras en el mundo y te sirve para encontrar las cosas
showing off
en el
this
mundo.
neighborhood a little bit.
Eso viene bien porque ves que te pierdes un poco, pero también tienes que encontrar el cartel.
Go back to manage worlds so that we can load into that lot.
Lo veo un poco raro.
The Sears lot.
The Sears lot, the one that is not
Yo me acuerdo que cuando salió el Rancho de Caballos, la cueva esta que es infinita, a mí me costó un montón encontrarla, pero un montón, no la veía por ningún lado. Y pasé un montón de veces por ella y no la vi. Ahora vamos a ver el modo comprar construir. Bien, se quitan ellos para ver lo importante.
I think it's one of the most unique neighborhoods we've ever done.
Yo estoy en una esquinita, no molesta.
It feels like a place that's outside of time. There's it's kind of imposing in a way, but not necessarily alienating. Like I really love the energy of it.
That makes sense. How about you, Mike? Do you have a favorite one?
Oh, I can't say I have a favorite. They're all have their own.
Para arriba y para abajo.
They all have their own charm, and I love that there's a great range, and so much went into each one of them. I think you'll find your own favorite.
That's fair. That is definitely fair. I think they're all good for storytelling. We definitely wanted them to all be good for living Sims and ghost Sims in their own ways.
What's your favorite?
Pero me gusta más el ir sacando y ir viendo.
I like the kind of like realism, but also a little bit haunted. I think that's very fun.
Mira, esta puerta está así como más viejecita, no tiene adornos y tal, más barata y está más cara.
I'm looking forward to that. That might be what I do. So let's start looking at our build buy. I have everything placed down here. Mike, do you want to give us sort of talking about the doors and the architecture? I can kind of run over it as you're telling them.
Yeah. So we again, well, as we mentioned, we're in Romania. So all the build.
Aunque molaría que lo de las calaveras tenga otro estampado, o sea, las mismas texturas de madera, pero sin calavera, para que no quiera hacer una cosa tan específica, pero no va a ocurrir.
And lighter options. We have.
El que tiene calavera va a tener calavera en todos los recuerdos, ¿ves?
But yeah, you'll see this.
¿Ves? Esos son pequeños detalles que yo lo pienso.
Of Western influence with some also Eastern, some Ottoman influence. So I think all this build is going to play real nice with other packs that people have, but it stands on its own as well.
Habría que ver cómo combinan con
I love these greenhouse windows.
Esas ventanas, ay, es que están muy desgastadas, como si estuvieran oxidadas.
You guys mentioned earlier
that versión rota y rota, oxidada y rota.
Different options. Here's the intact, here's the broken version.
Supongo yo que la blanca y la negra pura de abajo estarán intactas, quiero pensar.
You don't have to use the same broken pattern in every instance of that window, you can have a mix.
Pero no me lo muestres tan rápido.
And up here we have some new roofs.
Estoy de acuerdo en que no me gusta cómo lo muestran,
but you can place these roof decals on the floor too.
¿Sabes?
Yep.
A lot of flexibility here.
Eso debería ser con todas las cosas de pegatinas y tal, poderlo hacer.
All right, so let's go downstairs and look at all the build by. So there are so many wallpapers. It might flicker. We'll see if it does. But we've got these owls that are amazing.
I love how these actually layer with each other properly.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about our wallpapers a little?
Yeah, we tried to give you a full range, right? So some of those that were meant initially to be more for the kids' room. Like the crows. We were trying to give you your full range. Are you doing your stuffy library in an old mansion? And so you want a traditional wall, or do you want something a little more modern? And what we thought we were doing something a little more for the child's room with the ravens, of course, macabre child. But then Game Changer used it in the nightclub. And it fit perfectly, so it's nice to see when it works.
Por mí podría ser hasta textura del juego base.
But yeah, trying to give you
esta
all
pared también podría ser juego base, me gusta mucho. Y esta también no le
amazing. And this is the new floor tile we have as well. I'll turn off the grid just so we can see it. So we also have some amazing wall things here. We have these are like the Grimm posters. I love the artwork. This one's amazing.
I like the hidden skulls.
Yeah, you want to tell the hidden skull story on this one, Mike? It's my favorite hidden skull story.
At the very beginning, the artist, there were too many skulls. People were hitting that button a little too hard. So I said, no more skulls. We can't have non-stop skulls everywhere. And we ended up coming, this was the first asset. We came to the rule of, if Mike doesn't see it, if he can't see the skull in the first 8 seconds, then it's in. And this was the first one that they slid past me.
Yeah, first 8 weeks, I would never know that there's a skull here.
I didn't know it was there until you told me that story.
Ese.
I love all these decals. And then these ones are good too. But this is my new favorite piece of art.
I want these on the wall at home so bad.
Yes, these are just all of the tarot cards we have, but as art.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
These are all like super lore deep cuts too.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite, Mike?
Creo que son 26 cartas. Vale, porque han puesto también, claro, las contraportadas de las cartas, vale. O sea, están todos los artes que han hecho para las cartas. Este está gracioso. Este sí que tiene ahí mariposas.
It's a great example of
hadas.
How did the Sims do tarot,
ya.
Right? And how do we incorporate our story into it, make it simmy?
Los enamorados, la
Nina
justicia,
put so much work into this, and
la
it
estrella,
what it was initially just supposed to be the cards, and then we said we have to show this off. It has to become
los licántropos en la luna,
a poster on the wall.
El vampiro colgado. My
favorite's Judgment. It's the cow plant one. I love this one. This is so fun.
Yes.
La sirena, la sirena. Confundí la sirena en la miniatura, era muy pequeñita. Y la confundí con un genio de la lámpara.
I think this is a really good example of the deep cut lore. This is a pirate ship because she had a bunch of pirate letters. And then down here, the carrots and the strawberries, that's how you can determine the gender of a baby whenever a sim is pregnant, and she's pregnant here. And like just the thought that went into all of these. I think another favorite one of mine is this is from Sims Medieval.
Been a minute.
The pit is down here. Like, I don't know. I love those. We also we made sure that, while we have these amazing beds, there's like a toddler bed as well in this pack. So cute. And I love the bassinet that's super creepy.
That is haunted for sure.
Oh no. Yeah, it probably is. There's a coffin bed, all these awesome chairs. And then these are all good for heirlooms. These are our decoration objects.
Some really great set dressing in this pack.
Yes.
Lo de que parecía que era el puesto del tarot de decoración
very
también.
Versatile. I love that we got this one in small and also in big.
Y no respiro. Bueno.
Yeah.
And then I wanted to show off too. We have like, this, which is great for heirlooming your quill. So you can heirloom this, and that is wonderful. I love the little grim.
I never noticed that before. I never played the zoomed in.
And everyone loves a new kitchen.
It's so bougie, but also very severe.
Vale, que aprovecha la cena, yo no sé que me muero ya de hambre.
Is the one that comes to mind.
Yeah, we were trying to ride that line.
Sí, yo tengo un hambre ya, me estoy muriendo de hambre.
You know, it's appropriate for the pack. There's shapes and materials that feel like funerary, like
la caseta de tarot mola mucho, a lo mejor es funcional. Lo han puesto con objetos no funcionales. Así que supongo que no será funcional.
The countertops.
Tendría que haber empezado antes, pues sí, porque para lo que están tardando.
The fixtures, when it's all put together, it still feels like something you could have in a modern house.
Muy largo, muy largo.
Definitely.
Muy largo. Otras veces es más corto. La cripta, no sé por qué le han puesto que mínimo 2 opciones de cripta. No sé, digo yo.
We have the new crypt with 3 different, very distinct variants on it that you can place down. It's not just open street.
Es que ni sé lo que es.
That third one gives me, like,
encima 3 recolores para la cripta.
I think they're amazing. And then we have this no ghost sign that you can place down that prevents ghosts from being on your lot.
Yo lo veo muy poco, la verdad.
This amazing
prohibido fantasmas. ¿Funcionará?
This one's my favorite.
O no.
The string lights.
¿Tú prohíbes los fantasmas? ¿Funciona que no
watching videos, people are in love with those. I think they're so cool. And then if you don't want to actually kill off a sim and you just want to build a funeral, we have a ton of different colors and options for designing and decorating and building your own funerals or your own cemeteries. So these are wonderful. And then, like I said before, this is not the pack I would expect 2 swing sets in.
Yeah, it's... I think swings are creepy. I've made that very clear. But,
Este columpio de madera está bien, pero ya tenemos muchos así. Uno como este de metal, no lo veo mal, la verdad. Y con la resbaladilla esta de metal también. Aunque podrían haber hecho una resbaladilla a juego con el de madera, ya que estamos. Esto por completar los sets, ¿sabéis? Igual que lo de la estantería, me parece que se queda corto, solo
that's what we have here. And then we didn't see it during the funeral, but this is a funeral, like, send-off cannon.
Un cañón para las salvas.
So, yeah, I don't know. Any other objects? Oh, the lights. Do you want to talk at all about the lights, Mike?
Yeah,
la lámpara esa de techo me encanta, pero chico, hazme las 3 alturas.
Like an antique or a
porque esa lámpara de techo es Dios. Esa lámpara de techo es Dios, pero sin tener las 3 alturas. El peluche muy cookiesy. Por favor, esa lámpara de techo, hazme las 3 alturas, por favor.
They feel so luxury. I love mixing and matching.
El cañón seguro que se incendia al usarlo.
Is there anything else you want to take a look at here from Build By, Jessica or Mike?
I think the bars are gorgeous.
Oh, the bars, yes.
I can dream of having such a nice bar in my home.
Oye, pues, ¿me parecen menos objetos o soy yo? No sé. Me parece que son menos objetos, ¿no? Lo que trae este pack.
And then I think I showed these off before, but these are the grave sites where you can, like, decorate them. And I love how many options there are for these plots.
Esto mola que tenga distintas opciones de tierra.
We do have 2 altars. I think we showed the one before. But there's a more outdoorsy style stone one.
Yeah, these memorial displays, they're highly customizable, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
Really, you put almost anything on them that you can normally slot onto a table, and it lets you tell really bespoke stories for the life of that sim. Put the items that you think are appropriate for their honoring them on it.
Some amazing bookcases that I love. You can like slot them together, so yeah.
Claro, todas las lápidas, las tumbas que lo contarán como uno.
So you can have
sí, queda muy bien, pero se te repiten los libros 300.000 veces.
Definitely.
Los recolores.
And then I think these chairs are really cool too because they look
so uncomfortable.
They look a little medicine to me.
Ay, mira, están aquí ya teniendo el kit este
but
nuevo.
Also, I love like the little
de creador, pues tienen el mismo color de kit que los kits normales, con lo cual quiere decir que los kits de creadores van a ser igual que el Key normal y va a costar, quiero pensar, lo mismo.
Are you going for a more traditional room or a more modern?
¿Qué ojo tengo, ¿Qué ojo tengo? Y esto está catalogado como librería. Hombre, tiene sentido. ¿Tenéis libros?
Definitely. Yeah. The whole art team and you just did like amazing. These are so
son
good.
Muy chulas.
So I think that is everything we were wanting to show off today. Thank you so much for joining us and for going through the whole pack. We're extremely excited, obviously, and
yeah, thanks so much, folks. I really hope you enjoy this pack.
Ellos ya tienen
I want to see all your cool builds and all the cool stories you're trying to tell.
Nosotros no tenemos este pack y ya tienen hasta el kit siguiente.
Let's go ahead and send it back to our Grintern then.
Qué fuerte,
Thank you.
Thank you.
So many souls to reap today. Did I get Employee of the Month for this?
Ya que le gusta hacer
How did you like everything the Sims team showed you today? Can I expect to see you all in the Headless headquarters next week? Ready to shepherd some souls alongside
me parecían más objetos que luego lo que he visto, pero no sé.
The Sims 4 Life
también es que los muestran los objetos un poco regular. A ver, veamos que se cuece por aquí.
Get the Macabre Mementos digital content. Until then, we have two haunting events
de que finalmente compartir que me invitaron a crear. Mira, aquí Emerald también ha creado construcciones para este pack. Como streamer de toda la vida y constructora apasionada, esto ha sido un sueño absoluto, hecho realidad y la mayor honor. No puedo esperar a que todos ustedes los prueben pronto, el paquete es increíble. Vale. La gente mostrando. Estoy viendo a ver si han puesto algo interesante. El nuevo rasgo para las crías de Green y su marca de nacimiento. ¿Veis? Aquí está la marca. Creo que no lo has visto tú antes, Green. Esta es la marca de nacimiento. Como una hachita. Hacha no, guadaña. Vale, Cristian. Un besazo. Esto contigo. Tendrá un ayuntamiento en el que se podrá hacer diferentes actividades como empezar el testamento y más. Vale. Si él se muriera y tu Sim aún y tiene aún sus hijos pequeños, puede encargarle a una familia que lo adopte y lo cuide. Eso está muy bien. Eso debería ser de juego base, también te digo, que si tu Sim muere y tal, poder elegir que tu niño se quede con otra persona. Ah, la de nervioso, ya, pues no sé. El Sim conocido en que en sagas anteriores como nervioso de todo se llamará en los encuentros Nylon Spenter. Bueno. Luego de que los Sims lean el testamento, los objetos heredados aparecerán en el inventario de la unidad doméstica. Claro, pero si son objetos que ya tienes tú en tu casa y los heredas tal. Voy a quitar esto. Vale, los indecentes, vale, hemos visto. Los perseguidos por la muerte tendrán muchos accidentes. Vale, esto es que está en directo. Y no hay nada más así destacable, ¿no? Bueno, pues no sé, no está mal. No está mal. En general, dentro de lo que he visto, mi nota general para todo el pack se queda en un 6,5. 6,5. Esa musiquita me mola. Muy tétrica. La verdad es que las bandas sonoras que ponen siempre, a mí me encanta porque para cada pack la banda sonora es la misma, o sea, los mismos acordes y tal, pero pega con la temática del pack, lo hacen más romántico, lo hacen más lúgubre y tal, y mola un montón. A mí la parte sonora de los N4 creo que es de las mejores que hacen, no solo de los N4, de todos los Sims. Es la mejor parte, o sea, nunca fallan ahí, bajo mi punto de vista, Pues nada, en fin, oye, pues no está mal, ¿no? ¿Qué os ha parecido? ¿A vosotros qué nota le dais de momento para lo que habéis visto? Yo ya os digo, yo le pongo un 6,5. Más que nada porque hay ciertos detalles que me decepcionan un poquito, cosas que creo que tendrían que ir en la base y tal, y cosas a mejorar, básicamente. Así que pues eso, se me queda así. Luego pues seguramente, bajo mi punto de vista, como gameplay y tal, se merece ser considerado expansión. Lo que he visto, pues creo que sí. ¿sabes? Pero... ya estás aquí con la cena. Le ponen una nota como yo, claro. Es que, no sé, ya digo, yo creo que sí que se puede considerar una expansión. Un poco justa, eso sí. Podría tener un poquito más. Pero en comparación a lo que hemos tenido durante un año y pico y tal, pues mucho mejor. La verdad, han subido de nuevo un poco el listón. Menos mal. Pero claro, si ya lo tienes en el inframundo, pues subirlo un poco es fácil. Yo lo subiría al 7, pero hasta que salga, claro. Luego faltará ver que funcionen bien los velatorios. Sabemos cómo funcionan los eventos en este juego. La primera impresión te gusta. Sí, a mí también me gusta. Me gusta. Y mira que yo tenía mis dudas y tal. Lo que pasa es que, claro, me han metido, por ejemplo, en el modo construir, ¿no? Que es lo que más de eso. Me han metido muchos elementos modernitos que me molan a mí y tal. Me gusta. Me gusta también que han hecho sets completos o más completos que suelen hacer la mayoría de veces de cocina y baño. Porque claro, le falta por ejemplo el váter. O sea, no sé. Han hecho ducha, han hecho bañera. Podrían haber hecho también una bañera ducha, por ejemplo. Han hecho fregadero, han hecho lavamanos. Han hecho encimeras, han hecho encimera de isla y los armarios superiores, que a veces se les olvida que existen armarios superiores. Te mira a ti, reino de magia. Luego también han hecho horno, campana, nevera y lavavajillas, que me sorprende mucho porque lavavajillas desde... bueno, iba a decir desde papás y mamás que metieron uno en un pack grande, porque luego sí que han metido... bueno, metieron en se alquila, pero en se alquila, por ejemplo, no metieron horno, no metieron campana. En fin, ahí se quedó un poquito cojito. El se alquila en la parte de la cocina. Y luego metieron un lavavajillas, pero ya son de estos de formato pequeño, en cocina del chef. Un pack que está centrado en la cocina. Lógicamente tenían que meter ahí. Pero vamos, que lavavajillas no suelen meter muchos. Que llevamos 10 años y tenemos 4 lavavajillas contados. Esa nevera me encanta, la nevera es preciosa. Y las sillas y sofás también. A mí el sofá de 2 es que me flipa, es mi estilo. Completamente es mi estilo. Me encanta. Luego el sofá que hay de 3, que es rollo cuero y tal, creo que ya tenemos muchos de ese estilo, de ese plan y tal. Pero bueno, mira. A ver. ¿Ustedes ven esos carteles de talón en transmisión en vivo? Sí, lo he visto, lo he visto. En fin, pues eso. Mi nota es un 6,5. Hay muchísimas cosas que... pequeños detallitos que podrían mejorarse. Por ejemplo, haber metido más tipos de criptas, ¿vale? Las criptas, esos tal. Haber metido una opción para hacer nichos, ¿sabes? En plan, poner en una pared como una placa y que sea la placa de tu sim muerto y que poder hacer como nichos, ¿sabéis? Que eso es algo muy típico, por ejemplo, aquí en España es muy típico. La mayoría de gente que elige ser enterrada es enterrada en un nicho, no es enterrada en el suelo o no es enterrada tal. Haber metido esas opciones, que ya es algo que dudo mucho que vuelvan a sacar esta temática de cementerios y tal para meterte esas opciones, con lo cual las descartamos por completo ya. Descartado por completo. No sé, cositas a mejorar. Y el tema de que han metido la profesión de la parca, que es activa, me mola. Me parece bastante interesante y bastante divertida. Y que la de sepulturero no tenga la opción de ser activa, pues me deja un poquito frío. Pero bueno. La nevera, según el color que le pongas, te sirve hasta para estilo moderno. Sí. A ver, tiene ahí un rollo... O sea, el juego de cocina y el juego de baño tienen un rollo de... Soy una cocina moderna, pero que quiero evocarte un poco recuerdos de épocas pasadas, un poquito las molduras, un poquito tal, ¿sabes? Un poquito retro, pero un retro lujoso, tal. Me mola bastante el estilo. No es exactamente mi estilo, yo no me pondría este tipo de cocina en mi casa, pero para hacer construcciones y tal, lo veo muy chulo. Y de hecho tengo pensado... que eso no suelo hacerlo mucho, pero con este pack la verdad es que me animo bastante a hacer una construcción solo y exclusivamente con este pack. Y bueno, tendré que meter un VC del juego base, ¿vale? Pero sería todo objetos de este pack, sin utilizar nada de la base y nada de otros packs. Y a ver qué sale. Me molaría hacerlo. A ver, a lo mejor a lo mejor me arrepiento luego en el proceso. A lo mejor noto otras carencias que a priori no he notado. Quién sabe. Pero sí, tengo ganas de hacer eso. No sé si lo haría en directo, no sé si lo haría en vídeo. Eso ya no lo sé. Pero que lo haré, seguro.